AJ,
well done, yes sir.
I think you could spit a little bar. We give you a couple words.
Maybe
2 words, not 4.
I like to blow my trumpet and that, do you know what I mean? In my last fight, I had to watch my weight. I'm eating too much, even though I'm a heavyweight.
Hey!
I'm on time and I'm never ever late. I'm hustling hard so I can go on and be a great.
Hey!
In JD, chilling with my mates.
Hey!
I stay low key, never ever moving bait.
Hey!
Keep it calm, ring the alarm. Man chat, get slapped with my palm.
Hey! Oh! AJ! Shut down! My God!
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no les tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another morning edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. It's the morning after, and these are my thoughts. Anthony Joshua, the Masterclass. Anthony Joshua boxes beautifully. They said he couldn't fight on the back foot. He fought on the back foot. They said once he get hit, he was going to revert back to what he knows. He got hit. He did something new. Call him Mr. Clinch. Mr. Clinch your girl. They said he wouldn't be able to recapture the titles. They said he got hurt in sparring. They said he was rocked. They said he was knocked out. They said he got put down. Listen, man. Okay. It's the afterthoughts and Siri trying to get involved in this show. Apologies. But, the morning after, man, I'm waking up to all the headlines, all the master classes, all the boxing lesson headlines, all the Joshua looked amazing headlines. I'm glad I wasn't the only one that seen shades of Vladimir Klitschko in his performance as I watched the post-fight press conference and Michael Coppinger, good old cop, asked him the same. And he agreed. Many people using the Klitschko as a comparison to AJ's performance. You know, on Insta, what is my man's name? He's like something Muhammadi. He makes all the animated graphics, or should I say animated cartoons, right? He makes those animated cartoons about boxing and, MMA. He always includes Gennady Golovkin. He's like, big drama show. You know what I mean? So, look, he's, not American. And his graphic, I hope I can find it. Does anybody know? Let me check my chat. Anybody knows the name of the guy I'm talking about so I can find the actual Instagram channel and share it with you guys? I know he has a YouTube channel too, so we got to be careful. But he makes these fire cartoon animated series. You know, he even included Michelle Phelps. There you go. Thank you. C Perception Music. All right, and we're gonna go ahead. Is Mojad or something like that? Mohad, whoever. All right, but we'll go to his Instagram to show you because he has nothing to do with the Boxing Voice. And he felt that way in terms of the performance anyway, right? Because the animation is it's a depiction of that. So let me just show this here. Revenge, it's called. Good morning to all. Good morning. Good morning. So here we are right here. And this is his version of what took place last night. It's going to be awfully loud. Let's turn this down a bit.
I want to say Bismillah. I know he lost weight. I know he's going to try to me around. What the?
Oh, shit. I definitely didn't want to do that. Definitely didn't want to zoom in. All right, let's see.
I want to say Bismillah. I know he lost weight. I know he's going to try to box me around.
So far, you see AJ stand on the outside, but here's where the cartoon gets entertaining, but again, a metaphor for what he saw.
What the hell? What just happened?
Hence, AJ exiting the ring, running around the ring. Something that we complained about, a lot of running from AJ.
Assalamu alaikum.
You know, again, he's making it entertaining, but it's still his version of what he saw. Again, more AJ running. And now the giant clinch. Did you see that? Amazing. Now, I don't want to share all his content. Head on over to his Instagram channel, as you can see right here. And check him out. I'm following him. I'm just not signed in. But yeah, man, check him out. He also has that on YouTube. Again, that's just his version of what he saw. You know, and he's expressing that through art, right? And here's someone else. I know you're seeing the Muslim woman on our overlay, and you're like, okay, what is that about, Ness? Well, see for yourself.
You did well. But I expected more from you as a professional boxer. You won tonight. What would you do to ensure that you maintain the title you have earned tonight?
And I think that's how everyone felt. They expected a little bit more. But, you know, we should have known this was going to happen when we seen the headlines that he was getting advice from Vladimir Klitschko. And the style that he used for this particular fight was Vladimir Klitschko-like. And it was the smart, intelligent style. When you fight a Mexican, you usually want to clinch him. You have to find a way to negate his come-forward behavior, his high output, his natural nature to just keep fighting every minute of every round. And look, AJ found a way to do that. I just can't label it a masterclass with the clinching. It's not a boxing lesson. It's what Kelbrook did to Sean Porter. It's what Devin did to Maidana, Devin Alexander. It's, you know, what Vladimir did for all of his career. And it's punch and grab. Reset. And AJ will get criticism for the performance, but he lives to fight another day. He ensured the win. This isn't the big dance. It was a great dance, but it's not the big dance. And he's got to make sure that he gets there. And even in that fight, he might have to choose the strategy that best suits his game plan. It might not be him going after Wilder physically or him going after Fury physically. He might decide to box. And it is boxing. It is boxing. I just, you know, it's just the words that were being used. If you do a Google search with Anthony Joshua, and it's just like dominates, outpoints, redemption, destruction, celebrating. And I'm like, wow, you know, a lot of people seem to be pleased with the performance, and then there are a lot that aren't. Coppinger had the balls to ask about the performance and compare it to Vlad. And someone else had the balls to ask about Wilder and fighting Wilder. Even after he said he didn't want to mention, that guy's name, is how he phrased it. But morning after thoughts are simple. He lives to fight another day. Ruiz was a blimp. Well, sorry, no pun intended. He was a bump in the road. And whenever there's an upset, we see potential and possibilities. But AJ corrected the wrong. He put everything back in order. And look, this isn't the best performance, and no one's going to write home about it. No one's going to share the link and say, hey, check out AJ getting his belts back. But there are plenty of people that are happy that we're back on track to the possible AJ Wilder. See, I was of the mindset that whoever won was the one that was worthy, For all this time, we thought it was AJ. But if he couldn't figure out, if he didn't have gears, what we like to say here, if he wasn't able to switch from first to second and realize, all right, I can't go in there and bang with Ruiz. He's heavy-handed. He doesn't get tired. He's shorter on the inside. His punches are more compact. I got to come up with my own game plan. I can't fight his fight. And for that, I respect him. He made the necessary changes to ensure the win, and for that, I respect him, but it's a double-edged sword. I respect your decision to be militant, disciplined, and get the win, to proceed, to give the fight fans what it is they really want, whether that be Fury or Wilder or Undisputed, because I don't think that the fight fans care who he gets the last belt from. So I get that. But I want my heavyweight champion to truly look dominant. Not dominate with a jab. Truly look dominant. Destructive. Break this man down. Don't have him begging for another fight after the fight. That means you didn't hurt him. That means you didn't take his heart. There's no questions now of Ruiz's mentality and, none of that. There's just questions of his fucking weight. Can he put the spoon down? And I don't know. I would have liked to see a better performance. No different than this reporter in Saudi. And Saudi. And I picked this reporter because obviously what she said, how she said it. You can see, if you watch the video closely, you can see another woman to the left of her laughing. But not laughing like, oh my God. I mean, not laughing like laugh out loud, that question was funny. More like laughing at the woman. I can't believe she just said that. She's covering her mouth like, oh my God, did she really just tell Joshua I expected more from you? But I think a lot of people did, bro. I had people over my house. We watch highlights of the first fight. Like we kind of were expecting something. And I know the UK fans, they don't care about that. They just care that they got the belts back and AJ corrected the wrong and everything is back to normal. And that's cool. But I wanted a dominant performance. I wanted a performance that sent the statement. This doesn't send a statement. This has the critics up at arms. This has the critics up at arms that he was fearful, that he didn't want to engage. Look at the graphic that I just showed you from the artist. The cartoon has AJ literally jumping on Ruiz and straddling him as a female would do when their husband comes through the door. And that was how he perceived the excessive nature of the clinches that were happening yesterday. So, again, yeah, British media, they'll use words like outclassed, masterclass, but that wasn't a masterclass. Terrence Crawford puts on a masterclass. Vasyl Lomachenko puts on a masterclass. I mean, how many right hands did AJ throw? And again, it doesn't even matter. He did what he had to do to get the win and move on. Get the belts back and move on. But you can see the influence of Vladimir Klitschko. There was only one guy that fought that way. One guy that didn't care about the fans. One guy that stood on the back foot, jab, 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 jab. Some more jabs. Here's another jab. But we know what happened to him. HBO got out of the Vladimir Klitschko business. HBO abandoned the heavyweight division because no one is here to see 260-pound men fucking jab. No one. But this will be a fight that will just be a name on the record on BoxRec that we won't talk about too much in the future, because this is the fight that brought back order. This is the fight that's going to give those American fans the belief of the possibility of Undisputed with Deontay Wilder. And this is going to give the UK fans that same belief. I just hope that we're not back to AKA slave contracts, AKA flat fees, AKA I'll smack you down, know your role, stay in your place. I hope that we can just find a happy medium where this fight, me having to swallow this performance, meant AJ did what he had to do to make sure he got to the next stop. The next stop. Deontay Wilder Boulevard. And I'll accept this. I'll accept this mediocre, stay away from danger, tappity tap tap, 24-foot ring, run around, claim I'm a king, but run around. I'm going to accept that because it's going to get us one fight closer to the bigger fight. One fight closer to the bigger fight. I just wonder if it was a little bit uncomfortable to run around in those tall-ass knee-high boots he had by Under Armour, because if you were going to run as much as you did, you should have picked some track sneakers. Should have picked some, some ankle shoes or something. At least a nice fucking bike, because he was on one. But that's a masterclass. That's a masterclass. Fury got ridiculed. He got ridiculed for fighting Vladimir Klitschko in that manner. 80-something punches, ridiculed. He didn't get the credit that AJ got because AJ went to war. He went to war with Vlad, where Fury outboxed him, stood away, even though it was a little more entertaining than this, but Fury outboxed him, stood away, and there was very few punches. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to get these CompuBox stats here for the rematch because we all know Fury and them landed, 84 punches? I wonder how much was the total punches landed for this fight. It says Anthony Joshua regained his WBA heavyweight titles by boxing effectively over 12 rounds. 65 of Joshua's 107 landed punches were jabs, averaging 23 per round. 23 per round. Now they say heavyweights throw 40 punches? Is the average? 23 of those were jabs. Very disciplined. I mean, look, again, as much as I don't like the style that he chose, you have to respect the discipline in the game plan. Sticking to that boring game plan, knowing that it will, effectively get you this type of criticism. So he stuck with it. And you got to respect that because, again, a win is a win is a win. No matter what I say about how good or bad he looked, a win is a win, and he's back in control. And that's why those rematch clauses are so dangerous. You got to beat him twice to make it right. No way you beat this guy one time. Now, the scorecards, another thing that were atrocious. 118, 110. 118, 110, 119, 109. Damn, so Andy didn't win not a round on anyone's card. He didn't win a round. So, interesting. But compared to Vladimir Klitschko and Tyson Fury, who had 84 punches landed, AJ and Ruiz managed to land 107. So, Vlad and Tyson were total 84. AJ did okay by throwing a total of 107 that landed. So he landed 107 on his own. And Andy Ruiz managed to land an average of just 5 punches per round, throwing maybe 22 punches per round. So AJ definitely showed the jab with 23 of those 107 punches being jabs. 65 of those 107. That's more than half. Wow. That's, again, how many right hands did he throw, bro? Not many, because you got to mix in hooks, which he was doing. He had really good success to me with that hook off the jab, right? Sometimes he would just kind of have the jab out there, using it as a range, and then, boop, turn over the hook on fucking Ruiz, bro. Well, listen, Ruiz isn't safe from criticism, bro. I mean, my man, he played us. He came in extra heavy and really just fooled us all. The amount of money that was lost on Ruiz around the world just isn't right. He's crazy. He's crazy. But, again, AJ moves on, lives to fight another day. I just can't call it a masterclass. Can't call it a masterclass, Too much clinching and too much deer-like behavior, It's like, oh, shit, Ruiz is coming, and I'm on my bike. Deer in the headlights kind of thing. Or let me clinch. So, interesting. It was a good fight in the sense that it had so much anticipation. So many people were awaiting this barn burner. The first fight was a barn burner. There was no master class. There was no boxing lessons talked about. And that's what I don't get. How are you comfortable with everyone saying Andy kicked your ass and then you coming back to just outbox him? I don't know. Heavyweight boxing, man. I want to see a little more excitement than that. I want to see a little more destruction. We thought heavyweights either get the knockout, knock your head off. They're supposed to be these larger than life people, but it doesn't feel that way with these kind of wins, man. I mean, again, this is the Klitschko era all over again. Yeah, I mean, look, first fight was a fluke, or was the first fight, AJ took the wrong approach? Because there were shades of the first fight in there in the second fight, but then, AJ would clinch. He would clinch, and Pavon wouldn't let Ruiz work. So, there was immediate restarting once the two men were clinched. Even though Ruiz tried to do his best to let his hands go on the inside, but immediately it was immediately it was stopped by the referee. There was not a lot of working being allowed. They wanted this to be a boxing match, and that's what it was. It wasn't a fight. It was a boxing match. It was very controlled. The referee had specific instructions not to allow them to fight on the inside. I mean, it was obvious with the performance. And again, call me whatever you want, but you're calling a lot of people that. You just have to Google Anthony Joshua. Not many people agreeing with the words masterclass. I think you got to throw more than just a jab for it to be a masterclass. But he did show a great jab. So did Dillian Whyte, by the way. Even though Dillian Whyte got hit a lot, I mean, I fucking like his jab. He was working off that jab. Nice stiff one too. And Ruiz, AJ too, man. AJ, man, he popped Ruiz's head so much with the jab. It was looking like a Pez dispenser, his neck, man. He hit him a lot. And the jab really was pushing Ruiz's neck back. That I can remember, and I knew, even though I didn't like the game plan and I wasn't happy with him choosing to jab round after round, I knew that, it's not looking good for Ruiz every time he tries to cut the distance and eats a jab by AJ. So, if you don't get hit enough and you got Ruiz's neck looking the way that it did based off the jab, they're going to give you a lot of credit for that jab. Now had Ruiz been landing heavy shots and AJ only landed these punch stat numbers that indicate 65 jabs were more than half of his arsenal, and you have Ruiz landing, that amount of power shots, then it would have been a different fight. But AJ nullified that. He wasn't allowing him on the inside and keeping him back on that jab. And, yeah, I'm sure Ruiz has some sort of whiplash. I'm sure his neck is hurting from all those jabs that he ate. He didn't have the same game plan. We've seen very little lateral movement, and now we know why. Now we know I'm not giving him any passes. He lied to us. He lied to us. He definitely had us believing in that whole Mexican Rocky story and let us down. Let us down. It's crazy, too, the amount of excuses that Ruiz made. Like, I don't know, man. Fighters need to think about what they say before they just blurt it out, man. He trained himself. That cut deep for me. Because Ruiz is equally responsible here. We were expecting him to bring the fight. He knew AJ was going to use this game plan. That's why, again, morning afterthoughts, I'm giving AJ a lot more credit today than I did yesterday. I didn't think his stamina would, sustain. I'm seeing him box and move, and I'm like, wow, is he going to be able to do this? And then it's the third round, and he's still doing it. And then it's the fifth round, and he's still doing it. And eighth round, he's still doing it. And I'm like, whoa, okay. 10th round, he's still doing it. I'm like, damn, he's not going to gas. He took care of that tank. So there are things that I'm giving AJ credit for. He definitely put to bed the rumors of stamina issues. Now, I'm not going to say they were rumors. They were evident in the past fights. But whatever he needed to do to correct it, I believe he did that because he didn't look tired at all. Now, this style that he chose to fight Ruiz in also is a more demanding style. He's moving around the ring more. So his alleged stamina issues should have shown up, but they didn't because he really put the work in. He really put the work in because if you compare this performance to any other performances, he moves a lot more in this Andy Ruiz performance compared to any other fight. He moved more. So it required more stamina. It required more energy for him to do that. And got to give him credit for that. Got to give him credit for that because I didn't expect one training camp was going to totally fix his stamina issues. Like yesterday's fight, there weren't even shades. There weren't even shades of him looking tired, you know. And believe me, I kept saying like, "Yo, is he gonna be able to sustain this?" You know, I'm looking at the rounds, and I'm wondering when is he gonna slow down, and he didn't. You know, and he learned so much. You can see he would shake his arms out. He would drop them by his sides, use his legs, shake his arms out to get those, you know, those arms back to normal and have him keeping his high guard up. And he did that. He was disciplined, very, very disciplined throughout the fight with his game plan. And those are the things you got to give him credit for. Like I said, there's a lot of people out there that wanted the Wilder AJ fight. And like AJ said at the post fight, if he went out there and tried to put on a different game plan, he probably wouldn't have gotten the win and we wouldn't be having this conversation. So, you know, he fought in a way he deemed necessary to get the win. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I know there are a lot of people that seem to believe that, but they're forgetting that I'm a Wilder fan. So this only suits Wilder and AJ fighting. If Ruiz would have won, we didn't get the AJ fight. And there isn't that back and forth banter between me and the UK that's been there for almost 10 years now, you know? So AJ correcting the wrong is good for the overall story. He won the battle. The war isn't over. We all know that. But we're going to get to some callers, man. I want to get your morning after thoughts. How do you feel? Did you watch it again? Have you read some articles? What do you feel about this performance? Where are you at with it? Let us know. The number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
It is hard to continue developing new content and covering the sport as thorough as we do without contributions from loyal listeners like you. If you enjoyed listening to the Boxing Voice Radio and find it informative and entertaining, please consider making a donation.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
All right. Let's see who we got. We're going to get out to my masterminds, boomerangs, ringers, and we're going to go out to the streets. And it looks like Boomerang rocking out with us early in the morning as he always does. Did the man even go home? Did he pull an all-nighter? Let's find out. We're going out to Detroit. Talk to us.
Motherfucker, murder, mayhem, last words of the stainless. Told you I would kill you, squeeze after I aim it. If you're talking money, then you're speaking my language. Or shut the fuck up in grown folks' conversation.
Bye, sweetheart. Have a good day. What up, though, TBV?
What up, champ?
Man, I appreciate this show. You talking about the morning after, man. That was perfect. Ball, do have a good day. On the phone. That was perfect. That was perfect. So I enjoyed it all. You know what I'm saying? You talk about a good time. Like I said, yeah, Joshua boxed his ass off. Bye, baby. Have a good day. But Ruiz, he just didn't have it, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see a third fight before I even get back into it because I'm going to have to use my boomerang. I spent too much time saying bye to my family. But like Ruiz didn't do what he needed to do in the second fight. And if Joshua would have did what he needed to in the first fight, we wouldn't have had to have that second fight in the first place. So let's get Wilder out the way and hopefully get on this talk about Undisputed, because I'm like you, that's what I've been looking for the whole time anyway. But all in all, good showing from Anthony Joshua last night. Great showing from
Yo, come on, man. Fuck all that, champ. Fuck all that. Is you calling it a masterclass, a boxing lesson?
Man, hell no, bro. You know, after it was over, we stayed on there last night, man. Now these niggas talking about it was a master class. Now he outboxed Andy Ruiz, yeah, but a master class, no. A master class, you able to do what?
Cut it. We going out to California, IA. CYP on the Boomerang. Masterclass? Boxing lesson? Domination? What's your thoughts?
Man, listen, man. I'm declaring war. And I mean this. I declare war on all you UK bitches. And I mean this shit. I'm gonna tell you why. Wilder didn't fight last night. Wilder put on a performance against Ortiz that made everybody happy. It was a performance for boxing that helped the sport grow. AJ didn't do that. He just got his belts back. Why y'all in the chat early in the morning calling Wilder a bitch again? Wilder's a coward again. Wilder's a bum again. That has nothing to do with AJ and Ruiz. You guys have a real fucking serious problem with my guy. Wilder had invited me and my girl to the Ortiz fight. Y'all probably don't believe that, but I don't give a fuck. I keep receipts. I'm glad I didn't go. Because if me and Wilder start getting close as real friends, there's no way in hell I'm ever going to be able to show up to any TBB event. Because anybody calls my friend bitches and hoes every single day, that's going to be taken personal, yo. I'm going to keep my distance from Wilder. But on real life, I'm going to destroy you motherfuckers every day. Y'all have real emotional issues, man. I don't know why it's on your mind every day to disrespect people who have nothing to do with the damn topic. AJ won his belts back good. The problem is that when he's unified, he gets his rematch clauses. Andy was fucking unified. He don't get no fucking rematch. Y'all cool with this shit. You cool with hoarding belts. You cool with this bullshit boxing. Y'all cool with anything as long as y'all can stay in the conversation. Y'all got some real fucking issues, and now I'm about to slaughter y'all motherfucking asses for the next 6 months until AJ gets his ass kicked again.
Cut it. Thanks for calling in, Stainless. Morning afterthoughts. Boxing lesson. Domination. Masterclass. What was it? We're going out to Texas, Plainview. Don't just type when you can Skype or call in. AJ won. Let us know how it was a boxing lesson. Teach us what is a masterclass. Please do call in 1-425-569-5241. Add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation and call in from anywhere in the world.
BoxingWiz.com.
Poloki, you are next, my friend. Por eso lo vuelvo a repetir. La era del Canelo es la mejor porque peleó con los mejores. La suerte es para los mediocres, my friend.
BoxingWiz.com.
Yo, what up? Good morning, Ness.
Buenos dias.
You know, I wouldn't call it a master class. He did put on a good performance. He outboxed him. And, you know, that's not really the style of fight we want, but I think for that particular opponent, that's the style AJ had to use. And granted, for me, that's not the style of heavyweight boxing any of us want, but at the end of the day, it's a good win because AJ is more marketable than Andy in the big picture, I feel. And look, man, it puffs these UK dudes up, and I love it. I love that the energy's back, the talking noise, because it just going to make it that much sweeter when Wilder knocks his head off, you know what I mean? You know, we'll see. It's good to have you all back, though. You know, it's been a minute. I'm glad you guys are excited. I'm glad you guys are pumped up. But just remember, it's only temporary. The real king resides in Alabama. That's my call.
Yeah, I don't know how temporary it is, man. We're going back to the days of AJ fighting in Wembley in 2002 when you got to come here and, you know, your flat fee contracts, take it or leave it. We're selling out stadiums. Like, they put roadblocks in negotiations. Now, I could be thinking of the past, and that might not be fair. Maybe I should let AJ and Matchroom and Eddie Hearn see if they turned over a new leaf when it comes to negotiations. But I'm just very skeptical of that. I can't see that actually happening. But we're gonna go to Cincinnati. Brandon, talk to us.
Hey, what's going on, Ness?
What up? Buenos dias.
Somebody coming in hot. I wouldn't call it exactly a master class because he didn't land enough power shots, in my opinion. Not enough right hands were landed, so I wouldn't call it a master class. But he did box beautifully. He had the jab pumping. I mean, the guy landed 107 total shots. I mean, we talk about Wilder being this exciting fighter, but he landed 71 shots against Fury. Not a high output against Ortiz. None of these heavyweights are just letting them fly.
Hold on. That's a poor comparison because if you're gonna use the Wilder Fury fight, then remember Wilder is Ruiz in this comparison because AJ is the Fury. He's the one chose the box. So when you say Wilder landed 74 punches on a dude that's fucking running 12 rounds, sounds good to me. How many punches did Ruiz land? Oh yeah, 22, right?
Yeah, exactly. But the guy that's running.
So Wilder did a way better job fighting a dude that does a way better job of being a masterclass boxer.
How is the guy that's running landing more punches?
Because he's using the jab to you running in, and he's got the jab. That's what it was. He landed 65 jabs out of 107 punches, champ. Like that's what he did. You coming in, here's a jab, move. Here's another jab, move. Come on, you didn't watch the fight?
He landed 42 power shots, which was more than what Wilder landed against Fury. So even when running, he landed more power shots than Wilder and Fury.
Bro, again, AJ is Fury in that comparison. Those two men are the boxers in this comparison. You can't compare AJ to Wilder. Wilder is Ruiz. Don't you get it?
Yeah, but all I'm trying to say is we can't get mad at somebody for boxing and moving and still landing more punches.
It's the heavyweight division, Brandon. You giving them passes.
It's their job to cut the ring off, man.
Ali got knockouts. Come on, man.
Their job to cut the ring off, man. I mean, it's Bull and Matador. You got to be able to cut the ring off and land your shit. Ain't nobody gonna stand right in front of you all the time and just let you. This ain't Rock'em Sock'em Robots, Ness.
Bruh.
Quit acting like most.
You gotta quit acting like that ring size was normal for the heavyweight division, man. This was set up to be what it was.
I mean, it might have been 2 feet bigger. I think the normal ring is 20 feet in Madison Square Garden. This one was 22, so it's not that much bigger, dog. Come on, let's just be real.
But it was strategic. Come on, you gonna say it's not that much bigger, but the ring that he lost in was smaller, and they chose to give him a bigger ring, but it's not that much bigger. It don't make a difference. Come on, bro. It was set up so that he had the room and space to box. That was set up that way. Come on, man. You got the Mexican who's a come forward fighter in a ring built for a boxer, but no, that was a boxing masterclass. We ain't gonna talk about none of the intangibles. Come on, bro. I don't get it, y'all, man. But Herschel in Texas, talk to me.
How you doing, Ness?
I'm good, man. Good morning.
Look, this is the thing, Ness, and I want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to understand. So first off, I'll go off your topic. Was it a masterclass? Hell no. Was it a very good performance? Not really. It was a decent performance. Joshua did exactly what he's supposed to do. I think a lot of people are disappointed, mainly you. I think you're disappointed because you thought Luis was going to be able to come in there and do what he did last time. But you should have known the minute that they put this in Saudi Arabia that Andy Ruiz lost the mind games already early back then because there's a lot of reasons why they moved to Saudi Arabia. We see it. The judges was on the side. They had the ring advantage. Joshua, the minute he lost, him and Eddie came with a game plan of how they were going to win no matter what. And the thing about Luis is, he's claiming that, he had strategy and all this. Luis didn't know what the hell was going on. He thought he was going to come in and get a super boxing match. I know everybody says, Joshua was going to come in here and box. He thought Joshua was going to come in and box, but nobody saw that Joshua was going to come in here moving like Evander Holyfield. I don't think anybody saw that coming. So, I understand why everybody's mad, but at the end of the day, like you said, it's boxing. We want the win. Is he going to duck Wilder? Hell yeah. So everybody, we might as well just go ahead and stop complaining and be mad because the minute that he was saying in interviews, I'm not worried about Wilder.
Bro, I was almost gonna just say you had a perfect call until you said he moved like Evander Holyfield. Yo, stop, man. Don't do that. This performance was nothing like a Holyfield performance. Don't even ruin Holyfield's name by attaching a performance like this. Holyfield was a fucking warrior. Big, little, small. He got on the inside and he was banging. It was, look. I would rather, okay? So you can see, everybody calls me biased. I am not biased. Listen, I would rather Holyfield had fought like AJ. And maybe he wouldn't have took as much punishment as he did. Because he didn't care. He was in there with the big boys banging. But he didn't fight like AJ. So let's not try to make him sound like he fought like AJ. This was not no Evander Holyfield fucking performance. Crazy as hell. Holyfield was like the hook, left hook, back hook master. You know what I'm saying? He would stand toe-to-toe and just rip. This ain't toe-to-toe. Holyfield wasn't on his toes boxing. This was like a watered-down version of Ali. And I get it. You know, he talked to Vlad, and he took in his inner version of Ali. He even said it. This was a throwback call to the 70s fighters, he said in the post-fight. So, look, that was his game plan, to box and stay away from the danger that is Andy Ruiz. If you can't see that, your whole perspective is whack. Let's see. We're going out to Mike in Connecticut. Good morning.
Yeah, what's good, Ness? Look, I think we could all see your bias for Wilder, because Wilder versus Ortiz in the fight, round by round, he was only landing 2 punches. 2 punches, okay? And that's Ortiz being Ruiz and Wilder being like AJ, except he's getting hit around the ring. So, I mean, it just seems like you're just a hater. And if you're
all right, wait a minute.
Let
me
me
finish.
Let me finish.
No, you go. I'm gonna give you extra time. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna give you extra time. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But you gotta allow me to rebuttal, right? So you're saying I'm biased.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm biased because Wilder had a worse boxing performance than AJ did in the Ortiz fight, and you're right. Wilder is AJ in that metaphor or analogy of yours. But Wilder got the 1-punch knockout in the heavyweight division, giving us, excuse me, he got the 1-punch knockout, giving us excitement in the heavyweight division. Now, you can say he was being outboxed, which makes it better because he came from behind, okay? And he doesn't claim to be a boxer. He's not here to box. He's telling you, I'm here to kill you, and that's what he did. Unlike this heavyweight, who has the perception of a knockout puncher, and chose to box.
Okay, this is the problem, right? You were talking about punch output, right? That's what you were talking about. Nobody said about knockout. You said punch output. His punch output was very low. Okay, now again, I use Wilder only punching and landing, or only landing 2 punches around. So that's very low.
Yeah, but that's a bad comparison because he scored the knockout. It's a bad comparison because he scored the knockout. You gotta use sir. You have to use a 12. Listen to me. You have to use a 12-round Wilder fight. You can't use a knockout because the knockout is the ultimate win. You get more points for the knockout. That's how it works, brother. The knockout. Listen to me. Listen to me. Remember the knockout.
His punch output.
Remember the knockout and the knockdown are the biggest points scored in boxing. Like, don't you know how to score a fight? The knockout is CeeLo, bro. The knockout is CeeLo. It's 7-11. You automatically win with a knockout.
Okay. Let me just finish. I'm not taking away his knockout, but I'm just solely talking about him landing his landing percentages are very low.
But you can't use a fight. You can't use a fight that has a knockout. Go get the fucking Bermane-Stavern fight. We talking about AJ not getting a knockout. Come on, bro. You can't get more time like that. Your metaphor or your comparison is weak. Oh, Wilder looked bad in the Luis Ortiz fight, which he got a fucking knockout that every headline after the knockout says hardest punching heavyweight of all time. No, you want to talk about AJ boxing and Wilder boxing, get the Bermane-Stavern fight where he went 12, or get the Fury fight where he went 12. That is the better comparison. Fury, He has poor punch stat numbers, and it's a 12-round fight. You chose a poor comparison, my friend. You can't choose a fight with a knockout because that's coming from behind and getting the ultimate win, okay? Knockout, automatic win. Knockdown, 10-8 round. Boxing, 10-9 round. Hopefully I taught you something now. Malcolm in D.C., talk to me.
Yeah, I just want to say this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know AJ fought a bad fight his first fight. Andy fought a bad fight this fight. I don't really want to see the trilogy, but I'll take it. But that's all I wanted to say. And I remember one of the shows you did, they were saying how you don't know how to do the likes on the when you're watching it on TV. All you got to do is press the 3 dots, and then you can go hit the like button. So that's my call.
Malcolm, thank you for teaching everybody how to hit that like button because there are almost 1,000 people watching us and they have not hit the like. Now, look, I understand a lot of you guys are AJ fans and you're not necessarily liking what you're hearing, but that's why there's a number. Call in, express yourself, teach me how it was a masterclass. It's easy. We're going to Rod in North Carolina. Talk to me.
What's up, Ness? It's been a long time since I called.
I mean, ever since you called CYP out, right?
No, I ain't call CYP. I don't call nobody out.
Oh, this is another. Oh no, that was Brandon. Brandon in North Carolina. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Rod, confusing you like that. I do apologize.
That's all right. This was a master keep away. That's what I call it. Not master class. This was master keep away. Vladimir Klitschko style. But I can't really fault him because Andy Ruiz just was so unprepared to cut the ring off. I just wish he would have just stepped one step to the right or one step to the left and cut the ring off, and he just would not do it. But this is not a master class. This is a guy that's played keep away. He did the best, that he could do, and he didn't want to initiate any kind of contact with Andy Ruiz. But the only part that I'm just sad about is the win, because I know they're not going to fight Deontay Wilder. That's the only part. And Deontay Wilder said he's going to probably be in the game about 6 more years, and I think it'll probably take about 6 years before we get negotiations done for him and Joshua to fight. I just don't see them fighting him at all, and I wanted to see my American hardest punching heavyweight in history possibly become undisputed heavyweight champion. I just don't think I'll see it. That's the only part that really gets me. They can say what they want to say about AJ, and they can talk about what he did, blah, 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 but they know he ain't coming to fight my man. And that's the part that really gets me and upsets me, because I want to see Deontay Wilder clean this division up, and I'm not going to be able to see it. I can see Eddie Hearn giving Usyk part of the title, the WBO, and I can see the titles really actually splitting up and breaking up now before they fight Wilder. I can see that happen before they fight Wilder. So this was Master Keepaway, folks, not Master Boxing. Go back and look at some boxers in the 70s, because I watched some fights in the 70s.
I disagree that those belts are going to split up. Watching that post-fight press conference, Eddie has a plan, and that plan is already in play. They're going to face Pulev first, and then they're going to face Usyk, and they will get permission from the WBO for them to wait. They won't strip. IBF is, they're busy. They want, they want theirs, but WBO came out already and said they got 180 days to fight, not negotiate, to fight. So that's 6 months. So one of them is going to have to bend, or AJ is going to have a very fast schedule, because it's still enough time, 6 months, he could stage 2 fights back to back, 0-2, make both guys come to him, which they will, because, neither one hold the candle to him in terms of popularity. He could definitely do it, and I think that they are, because they don't want to let go of those belts. That was very evident from the post-fight press conference. We're going out to Mastermind NO in New Orleans. Talk to me.
See, Nez, bro. You just witnessed yesterday, dog. You saw a Rockwilder turn into a poodle. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe I got.
I witnessed a master class. That was a master class.
I mean, that's what we call it, Masterclass, and now I guess that was a Masterclass when Fury fought Klitschko in the first fight, huh? That was a Masterclass. That's what we want heavyweight boxing to turn into. You dig? These motherfuckers dipping around, not trying to get into no danger, you know what I'm saying, and skate to a 12-round fucking decision, you dig? Like, that's what they want to see over there in the UK, dog. They like that ballerina shit with no sign of danger, you heard me? That's what we like over here. And if he did that same shit and got the knockout, wouldn't have nothing to see. You know what I'm saying? It probably would have been a boring fight, but at least he got the knockout. This motherfucker, dog, he did the full corner defense the whole fight. And we jumping up and down, we celebrating this shit. That's my,
not me.
Look, Ness, you remember that call I made when Wilder knocked Ortiz out? You heard me? I said, Ness, everybody was worried until we wasn't worried. That's my fucking nigga. You dig? That's what they doing with the Joshua win. This motherfucker, he dipped around for 12 rounds, and he said,
He damn sure did, man. But that's what they loving out there. Let's go to AD in the chat.
Ooh, Anthony Joshua. What are you saying, Nez? You need to quit hating, bruv, because if I remember rightly, you done a show and you were saying that you couldn't see a way AJ wins. Yet when he wins, you don't want to give him his props. You need to stop with this two-faced shit. And listen, a punch output is a punch output, yeah? So Wilder's throwing two punches around for 7 rounds. It's not like it was a 2-rounder. And you want to try and not compare it. Come on, Nez, man.
Did Wilder get the knockout? Did Wilder get the knockout?
It don't matter.
It
He
does
still got
matter.
outboxed for 7 rounds.
And then he got the knockout. Then he got the knockout. So punch stats are null and void. He got the knockout. That's what I'm telling you. It's a bad comparison.
I've got more points, man. I've got more points because this was more than just a fight for the belts. This is a fight between promotional companies and networks over who runs boxing. Because whoever runs heavyweight boxing runs boxing. And guess what? PBC got the 1 belt. The Dazn Matchroom got the 4. We're in this, mate. UK all day. We're running boxing, and there's nada you can do about it. Read it and weep, Nesta.
I got you, brother. I mean, hey, if you're okay with having a track star as a heavyweight, I'm okay with that. I can only be okay with what you like.
2 times, baby. All I gotta say, shout going out to Best Fight the Best, whose first line yesterday was, anyone that says AJ's a good boxer, block him. That's how you know he's a butthurt fassy. It hurts so bad, Best Fight the Best, you little gimp.
I think that you're the one that's more hurt about this person. You come on here multiple times now. If I'm correct, this is at least your 2nd time talking about someone else that I don't think has ever called in here. So he has you mentally distraught. You need to get into your inner AJ, come up with a game plan to outbox this man's words, bro, because damn, he got you hurt. Your feelings is hurt. Joshua in New Orleans.
Yeah, good morning. How long I got today?
Minute 30, champ.
Okay, you need to put some pressure on these UK callers and see if they go put some pressure on AJ to step up and unify, because it sounds like they got a celebration going on, like everybody just hit the jackpot over there because the dude got the belts, and that's the only recognition they got with him having the belts. Talking about they running boxing, but he clearly ain't fighting or avoiding the fight that he should be fighting to have that title. For his masterclass boxing could never be. AJ never committed to none of his jab punches. He was pushing off, and he actually should have been deducted points. Somebody actually put that in the text, and that was actually right, because he never created the space or never controlled the distance. He fought on the back foot all night. No punches that he was throwing, he didn't have no commitment by him. I mean, every now and then in exchange, you seen him come forward, but Andy Ruiz kept the pressure on him and kept AJ backing up. I never thought I would have saw a muscle-bound nigga fighting like that all night long, and that's just crazy and ridiculous. For anybody thinking that was masterclass, I have to question what you think is boxing and stuff like that. Masterclass is setting your shit up. using counter punches, pull counters, all that. AJ fought fucking scary all night and very panicky. Andy Ruiz, on the other, he didn't make the adjustments. He could not cut the ring off. But Andy Ruiz should have been able to make the adjustments, and with the momentum he had from the first fight, he just didn't.
Cut it.
M Stacks, talk to me.
What's going on, Ness?
What it do?
Man, first of all, I mean, Joshua did what he was supposed to do. Win the fight. Don't forget, this was a cherry of a cherry. Okay? He could have put Canelo in there. He would have did a better job. You know what I'm saying? The only problem I've ever had with this dude is the pussydom. This guy is the biggest pussy in heavyweight champion history. You ask him about Usyk, he says, let's rock and roll. You ask him about Wilder, it's not in my benefit to fight Wilder. And then his dumbass fans talk about this 120 million offer to Wilder that AJ wasn't even on. Could you guys shut the fuck up, please? The dude won't fight the best. He won't fight Ortiz. He won't fight Fury. He won't fight Wilder. He won't fight anybody with a pulse. Andy Ruiz came in fat, and they knew he was going to come in fat. That's all I had to say.
I didn't know he was going to come in fat, man. I thought that motherfucker was going to give it the best shot of his life. I thought he was going to take advantage that he had a full training camp. I thought the money was going to motivate him, you know, the possibility of a new life, you know, the ambition of being a reigning, defending, unified heavyweight champion. I thought that was going to motivate. I'm not giving Andy no passes. Andy let us down. He fucked up. And I don't think that, I don't know how he's forgiven. I know it's what have you done for me lately, so he could go out there and knock out someone in the top 5 and I guess all is okay. But, bruh, this is no different than when Wilder said Big Baby let his family down. Ruiz let his family down. Not so much in the sense of Big Baby, because Big Baby didn't get the fight, so he didn't get the check. Ruiz at least got the check. But he didn't make a good of account of himself. Like, we all knew AJ was going to try and stay away. Ruiz coming in overweight, that right there, you know, that right there, I'm just like, whoa. But then when he fought the way that he did, right? Because for whatever reason, we said to ourselves, oh my God, he gained weight. Oh no. Then it's like, all right, well, maybe he's trying to punch harder, we told ourselves, just not to believe the obvious, right? Oh, maybe he's trying to be, maybe he's working on power, we told ourselves. And then we see that he's not even cutting the ring off. He's not chasing them around or anything like that. So, yeah, man, Ruiz let us down big time. I just don't even see how he allowed this opportunity to slip through his fingers like this. But we going out to Donald in California. Talk to me. Richmond.
What's going on?
Morning.
Man, Joshua put on that Canelo Mayweather boxing clinic. Is that what they want to say? Because that ain't what the fuck that was. I mean, Mayweather Canelo, that was a boxing clinic. That was like 12-0. That was like, when you read the scorecards, that shit should have been like 108, 120. But that's not what he did. He stayed away from Ruiz. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do, but I mean, that's kind of like borderline Klitschko style. But the only difference between what Joshua did and what Klitschko did was Klitschko, he'll make it boring around about the first 6 to 10 rounds, and then if he sees that you start fading and getting tired out, he'll go for the knockout. I remember when I was watching Klitschko versus Eddie Chambers, and if you remember when he was in the corner coming out for the 12th round, they was in the corner telling him, he said, you need to go out here and stop him. You need to knock him out. We don't need another a boring punch decision. And then he went out there and he laid Eddie Chambers out in the 12th round. I mean, and if Joshua wanted to solidify his win and getting his belts back, he should have picked a round, went out there and said, you know what, I'm finna go out there and go for the knockout. But Joshua don't got the stamina for that. If he would have went out there in the later rounds and tried to knock Ruiz out and couldn't get the knockout, he would have gassed out and he would have got knocked out. So that's why he had to do it that boring way. And we all know that's what the truth of the situation is.
Got a super chat from Timer TV. Wilder will KO AJ. Hashtag easy work.
Bomb Squad!
Got another one from Alexander. Says, Hearn said the rematch broke Sky pay-per-view records, so the suits loved this fight. Also, Larry Holmes was the OG Klitschko, and he had 16 heavyweight title defenses. Chip. All right, we're going out to GT Kid in Atlanta. Morning.
What's going on, man? Hey, yesterday, a lot of the Wilder supporters were real humble, when they called in, and they've had some time to stew on it, and now they they in their fields right now. And by this afternoon for the night call, and they're gonna be full blown rabid dogs, man. And for the next 6 months, they're gonna be like that, and it's just amusing, man. The man did what he had to do to win the fight. He boxed well. He landed 40% of his power shots. The jab was working, foot movement. Andy Ruiz didn't train properly. That's not Joshua's fault. Joshua stuck to his game plan, dominated the fight. It's Masterclass. And what's even bad is this AJ with the improved boxing skills and foot movement poses way more problems for Wilder than the original AJ, because Wilder doesn't do well with boxers. He doesn't box well with boxers, and he has to rely on that power. And so, but AJ also has, good power. And so this Wilder's going to have a difficult time dealing with this type of AJ. But we don't have to worry about it because Wilder's never going to agree to fight AJ. So, we'll worry about things that aren't going to matter because Wilder's going to find a way to avoid AJ forever. So that's all I got, fellas, man. Y'all be good.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. I mean, look, the good thing about this is that whole Wilder versus AJ is back. You see it in the chat. They can't stop arguing with each other over Wilder, AJ. So I guess that's back. For me, I'm even more confident than I was before AJ had lost. Because before the loss, we just thought he was chinny. Now we know. So unlike fucking GT Kid, I think this is the exact opposite. If he tries to use this style with AJ tries to use this style with Wilder, I think he'll pretty much be knocked out, because even Ruiz was landing right hands, not being able to cut off the ring. Occasionally he would land right hands, clubbing, but he would land, and he doesn't have the height and reach of Wilder. So I don't know. I see this fight going the same way it already was playing out in my head. Rod in the 870.
Hey, what up, man?
What up?
That last caller, man, was he need to have his boxing card taken, man. To say that AJ is more dangerous now than he was before. AJ didn't fight a fight of sweet science. He fought a fight of running from side to side, throwing the occasional pot shot, the occasional jab. He never hurt Ruiz in a fight. He landed a couple of good solid punches that popped Ruiz's head back, but he fought to protect his chin. And that's what people have to understand. So for him to say he's more dangerous for Wilder, that's the dumbest fucking statement I heard in the last 2 days. Because Wilder actually, if I was Wilder, I would actually be salivating a little more to get in the ring with him just to knock his ass out and cut out the ring. Because he showed you yesterday, AJ has a powerful punch, but he never sat on it against Ruiz. You think he's going to sit on it against Wilder? Do you think he's going to sit on against Wilder? His best chance against Wilder is just to say, fuck it, and come out the first 2 rounds and try to knock Wilder head off. Because if he come out with that boxing shit, Wilder just gonna follow his ass around, cut out the ring, time him, and then eventually catch him with one punch, and his ass is gonna go down because he can't even take a punch better than Luis Ortiz. And everybody's saying that Wilder got outboxed for 7 rounds, 6 rounds. No, Wilder just didn't do shit for 6 rounds, measuring the dude. I could see if Wilder was trying to box like he was against Fury, he was just measuring the guy up, and he eventually knocked him out with one punch, no scars on his face, nothing, just probably took about 3 or 4 punches. But AJ ran yesterday. That was not the sweet science. It was a boring fight. That's my call, bro.
All right. Thanks for calling in. We're going to Jacksonville, Florida. V, talk to me.
Oh, what it do, man? So everybody's still butthurt. What's good, man? Everybody's still butthurt that my boy was stinging him with the jab all night. Nestor is over here saying that Deontay Wilder's style of fighting, where you get your ass kicked for 80%, 85% of the fight, and land a punch, is a better example of boxing. I guess. I guess that we're desperate for a heavyweight champion, so we overlook these massive holes that Deontay Wilder has because we want him to be the truth. But I see him being exposed against top-level competition. The man has literally won about 6 rounds, maybe, in the last 3 fights. But you're telling me that this is a better example of boxing because he got the knockout, though. It's like, bro, he don't have no fundamentals. He don't have no fundamentals. People that don't like Wilder is not because they just hate it. It's because his fundamentals are trash. How can you lose 80% of the fight? Do you land one punch because you have a great right hand, and then everybody's like, oh, he's the greatest. No, he's not. No, he's not. And AJ is a good match for him because we got to test that chin. That's all. As long as you don't connect and you get to crack that chin a couple times, let's see if he going to get up. Let's see if he going to get up. Let's see that. But what y'all talking about right now, where a nigga win literally 6 rounds in 3 fights, and you over here bragging about punch output, you can't talk punch output or nothing, bro. Y'all can't talk punch output or nothing. The only thing you can talk about is knockout power. You can't talk about competition. He fought 2 niggas.
The problem with you AJ fanboys is you have shit in your ears. I never talked about punch output. That was the callers debate, trying to use the Wilder-Ortiz fight in comparison to the AJ Ruiz fight. So you wasted your whole call on complete bullshit and nonsense. AJ fans that call in on an AJ show to talk about Wilder shows fear. You are afraid. It's okay. If he's so unskilled, you should be campaigning for AJ to come take him out. Like you said, you want to test his chin. So call in about AJ showed he has gears and levels and he didn't have to fight one way, and that's why he chose a different style in the Ruiz fight, and I'm ready for him to come take Wilder's belt because he's that skilled. But I never hear any of you AJ fans say that. I never hear that. I only hear how Wilder ain't fought nobody, how Wilder's not skilled, how Wilder lost this. Talk about AJ beating him, which you won't, because you can't, because you're afraid. You know what's going to happen. That's why we talk about contracts and money, and he's not popular, and he didn't sell pay-per-views, and oh, this, and who knows him, and who are you? Because you are afraid. But that energy is only being admitted to AJ. He feels the fear of his fans. He understands that you guys know he will lose. And that's why this fight is taking this long. Because all you V's and Jacksonvilles call in scared. Scared. If he's so unskilled, take the fucking belt. Take it. You offered everyone else you fought career high paydays. Offer Wilder a career high payday and take his belt. You offered Martin a career high payday and took his belt. Take Wilder's. You offered fucking Vlad a huge 50-50 payday and took his vacant title. Take Wilder's. Then you gave Joseph Parker a huge 30-something%, which we all seen in the media that he argued for until he got what he wanted and took his belt. But you won't take Wilder's. You won't take Wilder's. Interesting. Interesting that you guys only want to talk financials. Let's talk about the fight. No, $120 million. Who's afraid? Let's talk about the fight. What's going to happen when my man's chin gets hit by Wilder? What's going to happen? Because we seen Wilder lose 6 rounds, right? That's what the world is saying. He lost 6 rounds to Ortiz, but it only takes the right hand. So, yeah, V, yeah, he's getting outboxed. Can't compare that to AJ at all. Also can't compare to power. Game-changing. Life-threatening. Come from behind winning. You mad, though. Don't talk to me about stats. Don't talk to me about checks. Talk to me about when these two get in the ring. Are they going to ask for a 30-foot ring? Are they going to say, nah, only hard to the body? Don't hit me in the face? Is that going to be in the contract? Talk to me about them fighting. Y'all never want to talk about them fighting. Only about how Wilder, he needs to grow his profile. Wilder ain't do this. Tell Wilder come here. Wilder better take what we give him made. Never them two in the ring. Never. Bunch of scared pussies. Pablo, New Jersey, what it do?
Hey, what's going on, Ness, man? Yeah, I agree with you that Joshua fights his fight against Wilder, he loses easily because you can't allow Wilder to extend. The only way Joshua would be able to win this fight against Wilder, if they ever fought, would be on the inside and make it a really rough and rugged fight inside in close quarters. Because Wilder, if you allow him to extend, it's a wrap for you at some point. Now, with Ruiz, he said he trained himself. He tried to clubber Lange in Rocket 3. He tried to train himself. The money got to him. And he let everybody down pretty much because he was feeling himself. And I don't know how he comes back from that. Obviously, taking more fights and being more prepared. But, again, Mayweather built a lot of his career off of destroying dudes. Not destroying them, but dominating them, boxing skill-wise. So Joshua did what he had to do to win, to get the W. Mayweather does the same. He does it in more dominating fashion, but nonetheless, he does it the same way. That's my call.
Thanks for calling in. Pablo, New Jersey. I mean, all I see is Americans calling in from all around the world, man. Where's the Anthony Joshua fans from the United Kingdom? I mean, GT Kid was in Atlanta. Is definitely a Joshua fan. But is anyone going to call in and talk about this masterclass? What the hell? We're going out to... Oh, Ricky Swift is in the UK. Let's go to Ricky. What up, man? Talk about your champ.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Nesta Phibbs, yes, sir. Now, let's get the things right, yeah? The golden rules of boxing, hit and not get hit. Secondly, styles make fight. What you want him to do, come round and stand up in front of Ruiz face to get
Ricky, is AJ the first heavyweight to say hit and not get hit? Name another heavyweight.
My brother, listen to me, yeah?
What other heavyweight uses that? Whatever heavyweight uses that phrase, please tell me.
What do you mean, please? Come on, you're making all the excuses, yeah?
No, I'm just asking. Teach me, man. Teach me.
Listen, this ain't history school, my brother. We're talking present right now.
You're right. You're right, because AJ made history.
AJ made history. Talking about history and they're giving you numbers and facts about Wilder's output, you don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear your history lesson right now, my brother. Yeah?
Okay.
And you don't need to get a sponsor for Charmin because you niggas out here butt hurt. You butt hurt. The man did what he had to do. All of a sudden, now you're changing your tone. 3 shows ago, you were shouting and saying, he has no chance. No chance. Give the man his props. The man said, when I beat Ruiz, give me my props. You were in here singing, saying,
ain't nobody giving him no fucking props. Remember,
Ruiz is saying that his the fastest hands in the West. He was the fastest hands in the West. Now he ain't. Now what? Now what? He's a bum. Now he's a bum, innit?
Yo,
it's
you guys are insane, man. You guys are insane.
It's not AJ's job to train Ruiz now. Come on, Ness. Is it? No. It's a fight. Ruiz needs to take his fat ass and cut the ring off. But he didn't do that. He did not do that. Don't blame AJ for Ruiz's fault. Come on, man.
You right.
I'm talking with my chest so the UK's back up in this bitch.
Yeah,
come on.
Y'all back because he fucking won. Y'all back because he won. Y'all was hiding under a fucking rock. You only show exactly what AJ showed. When he lost, he fucking ran and hid and started showing mental signs, just like you pussies. You only calling because he won. Where the fuck you been at? Where you been at? Hiding. dodging and ducking. But it's okay, man. It's only so long you fake thugs can pretend. The fight's going to happen. The boxing world and the universe is always going to give us the big fight. It's always going to give it. And that's why he won. That's why he won. You heard me out here saying, look, if Ruiz wins, AJ didn't belong. But he won. Because the universe is going to give us that fight so that we can motherfucking party all over y'all. Y'all going to be real, real sad. We all know how that ends up, man. We all know. But I want to thank you for calling in, Mr. Swift. I mean, Fresh. You know, at least you called in from the UK. That's what I'm talking about, man. Show some fucking balls. Loyalty in the UK. Talk to me.
Yes. Yo, it's still repenting out over here, boys. It's still a celebration. Record pay-per-view buys. North of 1.2 million. Yeah? Broke all the records. Broke the KSI Logan Paul records. Eddie Hearn's just released an interview. Go and watch it yourselves.
Are we talking numbers again? Or are we talking Wilder?
We're talking numbers.
Oh, okay. That's what I love.
Wilder. So, wait till the official numbers come out, yeah? And then we can talk about it officially. But I'm giving you the facts that have come out of Eddie Hearn's mouth. 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. It's the most popular fight, most watched fight.
You know what's the common denominator there?
Even
a Mexican. A fucking
Paul
Mexican.
Fight.
That's the common denominator there.
1.2 million buys in the pay-per-view. Yeah? Worldwide.
Did you say anything about Wilder and AJ in the ring yet?
Wilder and AJ in the ring yet?
Because all I hear is UK fans calling in to be fucking accountants and television broadcasters. Talk about the fight.
Let's not talk bitterness and let's not talk speculation. Let's talk facts. Yeah? Give the man his props. Stop making up excuses and stop being bitter.
Oh, excuses like he made up about punches from the gods?
What excuses?
Punches from the gods?
No excuses.
Oh, he never said he got hit with a lucky punch from the gods. That wasn't him. He didn't say that. That wasn't an excuse. He hasn't been saying, and that's your time. You only get a minute 30. He hasn't been saying all throughout the post-fight press conference, reporters haven't been asking him, AJ, you've been saying you're going to tell us what really happened and why you really lost to Ruiz. Nah, Ruiz won that fight fair and square, you know? I'm gonna keep that to my chest. I'm going to tell you off air. What the fuck? That's not an excuse? Clown sauce? The fuck is wrong with you, man? Michael in the UK, talk to me.
Representing London City, representing AJ. Every time I call, I always show love, right? But I do feel like Americans, you lot treat us like some inferior younger brothers. And that's why we got this fucking competition with you lot. And that's basically, look, with the music, hip-hop, you didn't let us in. We created our own grime scene, and now our grime people are making 10 million, 20 million touring the world. That's our own shit. You know, you didn't let us in on the boxing.
Bruh, nobody listens to fucking UK rap, bruh.
The world listens to it, bro.
You're fucking insane, bro.
We don't need you.
You're insane, bro.
We don't need Americans.
Yo.
We got the champion here. We don't need you. We got the world. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, look, we love you. You're our brothers, but y'all tried to look down on us too much, and it's not happening no more. King AJ's back.
King AJ.
Peace and love, bro.
All right. Michael, the other Michael, talk to me in the UK. Oh, boy.
Hey, Merkel. Hey, guys. Man, look, yeah, I'm here to defend AJ. Like, I'm not going to address a lot of the callers that are just blatant biased, yeah, towards AJ because they're butthurt because their boy Ruiz lost, yeah. So they should just appreciate what Anthony Joshua did in that ring. He completely wiped him out and did what he was supposed to do in the first fight.
Was it a masterclass?
And I think it was a masterclass considering what all you guys were saying beforehand. he's mentally weak. Deontay Wilder saying, oh, we quit. He ain't up for it no more. Oh, he ain't going to win the rematch because he's not mentally strong enough. So all that backlash he was getting from his peers, from you guys, everybody in the chat, everyone calling in, Anthony Joshua went in there and put in a complete masterclass to wipe him out. Yeah, completely clean him out. Like, do you know what I mean? That, I think, based on the circumstances, I think that was a fantastic performance. And like what you said in previous calls, how many times has come back from a defeat like he had in the first fight, where he got knocked down 4 times, got his ass beat by Andy Ruiz, to come back and put in that performance? You know what I mean? Like, was the performance perfect? It wasn't perfect, but is a masterclass based on that, on all those factors and considerations. And all these callers, yeah, saying, oh, it's boring, it's boring, it's boring. Oh, we don't like that kind of thing in heavyweights. Let me remind you about the greatest heavyweight in the world in history, Muhammad Ali. Yeah, what about that guy?
Stop it, man. Muhammad Ali threw more right hands. Even in fights that went 12 rounds, he threw more right hands than AJ ever has, bro, in his entire fucking career. Muhammad Ali led with the right hand. Like, come on, stop. Why the fuck? Yo, another UK caller compared him to Evander. Now this fucking guy to Muhammad Ali. Stop the bullshit. God, man. Like, yo, he's a normal man, bro. Like, y'all going overboard here. Huang in the BX, what up?
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was good, Ness. Then you already been killing them with the wildest shit too. But I wanted to throw some shit in there too with that. Every time you watch a Wilder fight, you already could tell that all he's looking for is to put somebody to sleep, not to put you to sleep. And normally when he fights, he send people to their countries and shit. He sent Brazil to Brazil, Ortiz to Cuba. Then the second fight, he sent him to his house. He sent Fury home too, but then the fucking refs decided to give him some wake-up salt. So we can't compare the two fighters ever. We already know Joshua was going to win as soon as Ortiz stepped on the scale, yesterday, or the day before, whatever. But it was still a good fight. I watched that shit hoping that Ruiz would do some shit, and I saw y'all reactions afterwards. Y'all seen every time Ruiz did land something, it seemed like Joshua was about to get hurt, but then he came back and started boxing his ass off. Good fighter on the hall, but don't ever compare to Wilder. Hit them niggas with the bomb squad, bro. Peace.
Bomb Squad!
Tim, Florida, talk to me.
Yeah, what's up, man? You know what? I want to say that that motherfucking fight, man, that shit, AJ did what he had to do, you know what I'm saying? He definitely can't fight Wilder that same way, but, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give my props up to him. He did what he had to do. He stayed away because every time he got close and got hit, he was obviously affected. I seen him wobble a few times in the ring and shit, so, you know what I'm saying? He had to stay away. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? AJ, he's back on top. I'm ready to see AJ and Wilder fight because he definitely need that win to be considered. If they want to see he like Ali. Ali had Foreman. So AJ gonna need Wilder. He needs to beat Wilder because we all think he's gonna get knocked out against Wilder. So be able to beat Wilder and knock him out, then yeah, he can be that guy. But right now, you know, that's what I'm waiting to see. That's my call.
Tim, man, thanks for calling in and just reminding me, man. I mean, I read that I'm so biased in the chat all over and over that I start to believe that I am. But then caller after caller, they keep picking Wilder to knock out AJ. I don't know. And then the UK callers they call in, they refuse to pick. They don't even want to talk about the fight. You had one talking about pay-per-views and how Eddie has said it's bigger than KSI, a guy that never boxed before. I guess that's an accomplishment. Beating a YouTuber in pay-per-view buys. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about them actually fighting. That would be quite entertaining to hear from you guys. Let's go to Boxing Patron in Stockton, California.
Hey, what's up, Ness?
What up?
Hey, so are they gonna run it back a third time, man?
I hope not.
You don't think so?
I hope not. But
You don't.
AJ did
You don't
say
want.
100%.
I mean, dude, I like the first one, dude. He took, Ruiz took his damn soul, man. This one, he came back and did his roadrunner performances, his track star, his track star meet. So I mean, I think he got to run it back one more time, man. But whatever it comes down to, man, is my opinion was Ruiz, though, man. God. I mean, I think we all should have known, though, man. I mean, I think if you watch like the Instagram videos or the YouTube videos and him buying his houses and buying his cars and having sushi bars with women on it, I was like, dude, he was living that life, man. You know what I mean? And he did, man. I think when it really comes down to it, man, I think the biggest disappointment was just Ruiz out of this fight. Man, and that's what it came down to, man. So I don't think it was AJ's performance. I think it was Ruiz's dropped the ball more than anything. But that's my call, Ness.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for calling in. Stockton, California. Boomerang. Troy, talk to me.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. You know what? I watched the fight. I watched it this morning. Watched it last night. You asked the question if that was a master class for Joshua. It was. It was the first time he did it. Before this fight, it was he's stiff and he's robotic. He can't box. He can't jab. He boxed. He jabbed. You say he's running. I'm using my boomerang. I've never seen a track meet where someone is punching. So I don't understand the whole track meet running thing because I've never seen a track meet where someone gets punched. Maybe you could point that out to me. And as far as them fighting, here's the two things that you know for a fact that you've never seen Wilder do. We saw in a Fury fight that he does not know how to cut off the ring. I'm not making that up. It's a fact. Okay? We also know that Wilder cannot land that right hand flush on a moving target. Who's he ever stopped that was moving? Who's he ever fought that actually boxed him like that and he stopped them? And so he dropped Fury, and y'all said, well, the ref gave him extra time, but you conveniently leave out that he had 2 minutes to finish Fury once Fury, once the fight started again. So it was actually a bad thing for Wilder not to take the fight 2 years ago or whatever, because now Joshua has more in his arsenal and he has a better frame of mind. He understands that he does not need Wilder. He simply has to build his own legacy. And if Wilder wants to be great, he will come to him with the offers and make the offer. And if he chooses to accept it, he will. If not, he'll send him a counter offer and they'll work something out. But he was chasing greatness and it weighed down on him because that's all he was focused on, nothing else. But now he's more comfortable where he is because he realizes I've lost and my main focus in my craft is to build me. It's not to chase another man down because I can't make him do anything I want. So you have a good morning, man.
Troy, take it easy. All right, so we got Colorado Stonebone Boxing.
Yo, what up?
What up?
Boy, it's funny as hell to hear these guys talk about, oh, AJ don't need Wilder. AJ don't need Wilder. Wilder need AJ. Wilder lost 6 rounds. So if Wilder lost 6 rounds, that's worse than getting knocked out in 7 rounds, dropped 4 times. When have you ever seen Wilder quit? When have you ever seen him down 4 times looking at the ref, spitting out his gumshoe? So let's talk about AJ. You guys don't want to talk about AJ versus Wilder. And I just thought about it. The reason they don't want to talk about AJ versus Wilder, because AJ just said, I'm not fighting Wilder. So they're taking cues from their boss. You know what I mean? It's a little weird. I'm like, you guys was, before the fight, you were saying, oh, AJ going to get his belts back and fight Wilder. Now the ball is moved. He got his belts back. Now he don't need Wilder. These guys are just lost, man. Y'all need to get it together. Is this your king? Do you want a dude running around fighting bums from Europe, or do you want him to fight the baddest man on the planet? And I don't care if Wilder lost 6 rounds and knocked the guy out in the 7th. You guys can't even knock a guy out in no round. You got knocked out. You went down 4 times. So how is getting knocked out and dropped 4 times worse than losing 6 rounds and knock a guy out? I guess that's that math. And I know you don't need us, man, UK. That's why y'all fought a war. That's why y'all fought the Revolutionary War. That was like 1790, guys. Get over it. It's okay. It's America.
Cut it, cut it, cut it.
Trey, where you calling in from, Trey? Skype. You gotta unmute, Trey. Trey on Skype.
Yeah. You don't remember me still? I was in Japan. I'm back in the States.
Oh shit, my bad, Trey in Japan.
Yeah.
Man. Talk
I'm back in the States. I'm back in San Diego now. I can catch the show, call in.
Oh, perfect.
Well, my biggest thing, man, is Andy Ruiz. I'm so mad at that motherfucker. He dropped the ball. Yeah. We can't even be mad at AJ. We all knew AJ was gonna do that. Everybody knew. AJ was sitting there losing weight, looking skinny. This nigga getting fat. I mean, I wasn't tripping off the partying and the hanging out because you just got rich, man. Do your thing. But when it's time to do your thing. Get your money. And I mean, this is the biggest thing in your life. The biggest fucking thing in your life, man. And he admitted he didn't listen to his dad. He didn't listen to his coaches. Manny Robles was sitting there looking like Eddie Hearn when AJ lost. Manny Robles is sitting there pissed. Manny, come on, man. This nigga dropped the shit. I can't even be mad at AJ. That's what he was supposed to do. AJ was supposed to come in there and win the fight by all means. And Andy Ruiz was supposed to do the same. That nigga came in there hella big, hella slow. I thought he was going to do the same thing as last time. No, you didn't, nigga. You was just chilling. Oh. And then he talking about the third fight. Man, them niggas not going to fight you 3 times. They not finna throw them belts back up in the air and give you another chance. They not finna do that. And then listen, everybody's talking about AJ running off with the belts, but Ruiz was too. He wasn't finna just jump into the Deontay Wilder fight. I didn't expect him to. I expect him to have at least a few fights. I wouldn't expect him to fight till 2021, personally. But that's my call, man.
Thank you for calling in, Trey. Back in San Diego. Good for you. I hope you enjoyed your time in Japan for sure. We're going out to Star Steph. Talk to me.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm from the UK, obviously. I don't really get into the back and forth with Deontay and Joshua. I just felt, like you were saying, is it a masterclass? I didn't think it was a masterclass in boxing, but it was definitely a masterclass in leveling up, analysing what you had to do from the last fight and implementing a plan and carrying it out. So, yeah. We got Joshua for the win. And just one thing actually with the Wilder thing. People saying that Joshua's gonna run away with the belts. Let's not forget that Joshua ran around getting them belts while Wilder was just fighting with the one belt.
Ran around, or every fight was in the UK? Come on, champ.
But he had to negotiate them fights, no? What was
negotiate or offer career high paydays to the people you know you could beat?
Okay, so what? Deontay hasn't got a mouth. These people don't.
He tried, but you don't believe it was an offer. You see, that's the funny thing with the UK. Look, you seem level-headed. Let's have a conversation. Why does the UK want us to believe that the 120 was a great offer? Right? It's a great offer. Hold on. The UK wants us to believe that 120 was a great offer, even though we don't know none of the details. We have to believe it was a great offer because it meant the possibility of fighting Anthony Joshua, even though John Skipper already admitted that by not having the total sum of the Wilder-AJ fight was his bad. But you want us to believe that that was real and that was a great idea and Wilder should have took it. But when we say Wilder offered AJ $50 million, you say, no, that's not real. That's fake. You make a million excuses. I don't understand. Why can't we all just be on the same level?
All right. So are you saying that the 120 didn't have Joshua in the contract?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you telling me that Deontay Wilder making 120 mil without fighting Joshua, which would still be on the cards in the future, isn't a good deal?
I'm telling you that Deontay Wilder wanted the Anthony Joshua fight. No different, okay? Don't push the goalpost back. It's no different than when. Hold on.
Bro,
Hear
can
me
you
out.
wait,
Hear me
wait.
out.
Just
Hear me.
answer that.
Hear
Just answer
me
that.
out. I told you no. It's not a good offer because you're not listening. You're not listening. When Daniel Jacobs' contract was up with HBO, he did not sign to DAZN without what? The guarantee of Canelo. So why is it okay for Daniel Jacobs to get a contract with his promoter, Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, to ensure that he's gonna fight Canelo Alvarez before signing up? You know? So for him, that's a good contract because Eddie is driving that contract. Eddie's driving that. Eddie's the one making sure Daniel Jacobs signs to DAZN and gets his Canelo, so that's okay. But when Wilder tries to make sure the 120 is including AJ, it's a bad contract. He's stupid. He should have took it because it meant he would fight 5 nondescript dudes for 120. You see, you guys don't want legacy. You keep talking this money shit. We talking about the fight. Guaranteeing that I'm going to sign to DAZN to get the fight. You're saying, no, just take the money. Take the money. It don't matter if you're going to fight AJ. You guys, I don't get you, bro. I really don't. But moving on, we're going to Stunner. Talk to me. New Jersey.
What up, Ness? What up, Ness?
What up, what up?
All right, man. Yo, let me ask you this. Now, we just seen AJ after a quote-unquote re-improved, reinvigorated camp have to run away for 12 rounds from an out-of-shape, an even worse shape from the first fight, Andy Ruiz, right? Based on that performance, right, would you say that Adam Konaki has a good chance of beating Anthony Joshua? I just want to know that real quick.
I mean, I don't think so. It's different. Remember, Ruiz is throwing hooks around the guard. Konaki's more of a straight down the middle. Not to mention, Ruiz in the first fight had more lateral movement, where Konaki's more of a straight in your face dude. That's why fucking Areola hit him so much. I don't think so.
Well, here's what I want to go with next. I feel like at some point this week, we need to have a show where we reassess the heavyweight division as far as who the best is. Because based on yesterday's performances, I mean, from AJ running across the ring to Dillian Whyte looking fat out of shape to Povetkin and Hunter giving what was probably the best fight on the card. The dude Phillip. I mean, I don't know. Put it like this, man. Like, and even like this whole Dillian Whyte being in the top. I don't know, man. Look, let me just say this. This is the elephant in the room. As far as the Wilder AJ super fight, this shit's like a one-sided super fight at this point, because before it used to be the Wilder fans, you know, having a little bit of fear of AJ and the AJ fans having a little bit of fear of Wilder. But at this point, it's just UK guys making jokes and talking shit, and we're not even taking them serious at this point. So it's like the super fight's honestly done for the hardcores, because we know what it is. For the casual, sure, they can be entertained by it, but for us that really know this shit, and that shit's a wrap. Like, honestly,
cut it.
Vista Links, man. I think it's been like hella years since you called, right? Vista Link on Skype.
Yo. Hello?
Yes. This not your first time calling in, right?
Nah.
I know.
Nah.
Long time, bro. It's been a long time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out.
Welcome
I was
back.
just gonna. Yeah, thanks. I was just gonna say, obviously yesterday wasn't like vintage, like what we expected. There's high level expectation, but AJ just has to.
Thank you for at least being realistic. Thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, he just had to do what he had to do to beat Ruiz, because Ruiz is a dangerous opponent. At the moment, Wilder is a favorite. Listen, I I like AJ. I'm an AJ fan, but I also came to see Wilder in New York against Brazil. And literally, I spent money and I didn't even enjoy the fight because he just knocked out the guy. Wilder at the moment is most dangerous. Although we are supporting AJ, but at this present time, Wilder is very ripe in the sense that he's got the experience. He's developed himself. He's sharpened his tools. But at this moment, with AJ Wilder, we want to see that fight. But we don't know yet until he fights Tyson Fury. Because if for instance, he loses Tyson Fury, then what's going to happen? There's going to be a third fight. So come February, after that fight, then we'll see what happens. But at this moment in time, I don't know if AJ is probably wanting to fight Wilder straight away, I'll be honest with you. But we want to see that fight. Either way, at this present time, I'll say Wilder is the favourite. But, you know what I mean? We're also still trying to support AJ and, you know, wanting to win. But either way, whoever wins, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a good fight. I'm not really down for all this pettiness. I know people are saying, oh, America, UK thing. I'm a boxing fan, like I say. If I wasn't a boxing fan, I won't come to see Wilder fight in America, you know. So that's just what I want to say. Looking forward to Fury versus Wilder. And the thing is, if Fury
V's the links. Thank you for calling in. And for anyone, finding the show today and not understanding why people are getting cut off, everyone gets a minute and 30 seconds. All right, that's half of a 3-minute round because these are spontaneous shows on our Thursday and Sunday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern show. You get a full round, 3 minutes. So that's why, I see people saying, oh, you're cutting guys off. Well, they have to get to their point quicker when it's a minute and 30 that they have to get it done. But we do appreciate everyone calling in, and you can still call in at 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time, voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you can add Nestor Gibbs from around the world on Skype to be part of the conversation. We're going out to SK. SK, talk to us on Skype. Calling in from the UK, correct?
UK. Yeah, man, calling from the UK. What are you saying? You're right, yeah?
All right, good afternoon.
I think it was a good fight, man. I think we have to give him a bit of props. Bearing in mind, obviously, a lot of people didn't want him to go back into the rematch. So to go into rematch and do what he done, a lot of people wanted him to take off. I think I have to give him props. Was it a masterclass? No chance it was a masterclass. Obviously, he made a lot of mistakes. He was looking very scared as well. That was the one thing I noticed. He looked quite scared of getting hit. A lot of times he kept putting his head down. And I don't know if you noticed, he had a lot of
he complained a lot to the ref too, and hell yeah, he had a lot of Vaseline. But I think the Vaseline was just a Saudi Arabia thing because every dark-skinned male, the Vaseline changed their face almost to white. It was too thick. I don't know. Dillian Whyte.
Back of his head, yeah, like loads. I think he was worried about getting hit.
I seen Dillian Whyte look weird with Vaseline. AJ looked weird with Vaseline, and even Michael Hunter looked weird. I think it was just the brand that they had out there, man.
I don't know, man. But yeah, I mean, you have to give him respect. He's done what he's done, innit? Mainly, you have to look at Ruiz, man. He couldn't do shit. He couldn't move. Heavy legs. We thought that, he's going in heavier. It's going to be a thing.
I just think, man, can you understand the boxing public had an expectation of this fight based off the first fight? Can you understand that?
Yeah, 100%. But if you just watch him from the last fight, then you realize, then you think that. But if you watch a few of his fights, you'll see the guy can never move his feet. He's always slow.
But I just want that to be noted. I want that to be noted because they're taking the American public's reaction to the win as, and that is your time. Thanks for calling in. But they're taking the American public's reaction to the win as if it's hatred. It's not hatred. We just had an expectation. We had an expectation based off the first fight. No different than Canelo and Triple G. Both fights. We got an expectation. We are anticipating this fight of the year. And it wasn't that, man. It wasn't that. But all right, whatever. Chris in the ATL, talk to us.
What's good, Ness? Listen, it's Sunday. Deontay Wilder is back to beta male, B-level celeb status, looking up at the WBA, IBF, WBO, IBO, unified heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua. Before the fight, Wilder predicted Ruiz was going to win. AJ was never a real champ. His whole career consisted of lies, contradictions, and gifts. He's a robot. He can't box. He's got no skills, and he dominated the fight last night in a masterclass. You asked the question, how is Joshua going to beat Wilder? He's going to beat Wilder by being a superior boxer, Olympic gold medal level boxer with power. He's going to outbox Wilder and knock Wilder out. This ain't no 40-year-old man with no feet, with no legs, with no stamina. This ain't no Fury coming off of 400 pounds, being overweight. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get back in shape. This is an in shape, fit, focused, determined Anthony Joshua, and Wilder doesn't want no smoke with that. You brought up the offer from Dazn. What John Skipper said was, what he actually said was that he wished he formed a better relationship with Wilder's handlers and management. And let me translate what that means to you. If they put the fight on
interpretation.
Dazn, Wilder and all. I'll give you the interpretation.
No, your
Wilder,
interpretation.
90 seconds. Okay. Wilder's handlers, his managers, Shelly Finkel, Al Heyman, all his managers won't get a cut or the cut that they want to get if the fight is on Dazn and not on pay-per-view in the United States. So when Wilder gets knocked the F out, they ain't going to get what they wanted to get out of the return on investment.
Okay, your translation of what John Skipper said, because you're delusional.
60 seconds.
That doesn't sound like maybe putting together a better offer. Maybe the way I went about things was wrong. That doesn't sound like that. What that sounds like to you is that they want a bigger cut. Okay, so what about Eddie? Does he want a bigger cut, or are you forgetting that Joshua isn't tied to Dazn and he's on a fight-by-fight, leaving Anthony Joshua free to make the fight as big as it can be? Let that sink in. Let that sink in. And this is why I continue to use Eddie as my comparisons, because when Eddie does it, it's okay. You know, when Eddie gets Jacobs to sign to Dazn only if he gets that Canelo fight, it's okay.
10 seconds.
If Eddie was Wilder's promoter, everything Wilder did would have been okay. I see that now. Mike in Sacramento, talk to me.
Yo, what up, guys?
What up?
You hear me good?
Absolutely.
Cool. Man, I'm surprised everyone actually thought AJ was going to lose, to be honest with you. It kind of reminded me of the Conor McGregor thing and Mayweather. Like I just knew Mayweather was going to win, and it was just kind of weird how people just all went on this bandwagon, you know what I mean? Like, Ruiz got a lucky punch. AJ did beat him mostly in the first, time they fought, you know what I mean? So I don't really understand the whole expectations of him winning, thinking AJ was going to lose. So I had AJ winning. I watched you guys' thing where you're jumping around. It was cool. But I think Ruiz might be in a bad position because he spent all that money and he might not be able to get champ again. And he might be one of those athletes that, loses all the money to taxes and stuff. So he's got to be real careful acting the way he does, spending all the money. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, man, I'm interested to see how quick he'll come back and if he'll get what sort of fights he'll get.
Like, who's he gonna fight? Like, who do you think he's gonna fight?
No,
next? If you don't get the
plenty
third
of
fight,
fights.
Who really would he fight?
Plenty of fights on
like
the
that's
PBC.
worth it. I mean, I'm not hating.
I mean,
I'm just
he's
saying,
not.
Who do you think? Like,
listen, Mike. You and I both know he's not going to make $10 million per fight again. We know that.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's
that's what I mean. Like, who would he fight?
All right, well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's dozens of decent level fights for him. Like, he's gonna make a couple of $1 million to fight guys like Areola, Adam Kovnacki, fucking Gerald Washington, everybody over there. I mean, honestly, look, I'm gonna do another show on that because I got options for him. I got options for him. He could still fight Wilder, in my opinion. That barometers are the best fights. AJ put pressure on Wilder by saying, I beat Brazil in X amount of rounds. Wilder needs to do better, and Wilder did better, right? So that's part of it. Let me see who we got here. Mo, talk to me. Skype.
Hello.
What up?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a masterclass, but you got to think of it like this. He took away all of Ruiz's attributes and he boxed perfectly, as in to the game plan. He wasn't as confident. A confident Joshua would have probably been more dominant and he probably would have thrown the right hand even more. But then again, the right hand, the left hook, things were working for him. He could land at will with Ruiz. But obviously, the confidence thing, there was a problem with that, and that's understandable. Anyway, Joshua's joined a select few of heavyweights that have now joined. Was it that won the rematch? Was it Floyd Patterson, Ali, Lewis, and AJ, two-time heavyweight champion of the world. Only a few heavyweights have done it twice. So he's in the history books regardless. So I want to see him fight Wilder and Fury, but we'll see. We'll see. I hope that happens soon.
All right, Mo. Thanks for calling in. We got Pat in Beantown. All right. Keeping it moving. Jay Cashel? Jay Cashel?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
I just want to make the point that I don't understand what people want AJ to do. Like he done what he had to do to win the fight. Like he can't win every fight by KO. Not even Wilder's won every fight by KO. But what I wanted to call in about was really Whyte. Like Dillian Whyte has done everything. Like what else do you want him to do? He's been 1,000 days in number one spot. What do you want him to do? Like he's constantly criticized by Wilder fans, and like what do you just fight him? Like he's earned it. There is a process there.
I'm with you, man. Listen. I'm with you. Dillian Whyte has, now that he's cleared, he has a good resume. The Oscar Rivas win is good. The Joseph Parker win is good. Lucas Brown win is decent. Robert Helenius win is decent. He's built himself a decent resume. I want to see the fight. I want that fight.
And do you think he should be put in as mandatory straight after?
I think the WBC. I believe the WBC needs to overturn their decision of making Tyson Fury the mandatory, because that decision was only made in October during the Mexican convention because Dillian Whyte was pending. Now that his status has been cleared, I want them to overturn it. There's no reason Tyson Fury should be mandatory. No, he hasn't done anything at all, and he hasn't beat any top 10 WBC fighter to be the mandatory. He's simply there because Dillian Whyte was pending.
Because most of the people in the comment section, most of the time, are. I just think you're correct there. So that's my point.
Champ, what's that? You got like a video.
That was someone called me.
Yeah. So what was your question? We didn't hear it.
Is it still on me?
Yeah. I didn't hear your question because your cell phone rang.
No, I was just saying that I'm happy to hear you say that because because like most of the people I see in the comment section just be like, "It's trash, Whyte's this, Whyte's that," but he's earned it. Just give him the fight.
Listen,
but I'm happy.
Give him the fight. Give him the fight. And I think he makes a good antagonist. He's gonna sell the fight. The problem, honestly, with this fight, like, let's be level-headed, everybody, and just look at the ultimate goal being boxing fans wanting Wilder and Whyte to face each other. That being said, we have to look at what is the best location for the fight. Personally, from a fight fan's perspective, I would love that fight in the UK. I've always been a strong advocate of Wilder going to the UK and doing that fight in the UK because that's where Dillian Whyte is most popular, in the UK. We don't know him over here unless we're hardcore fight fans. So I say go to the UK and do that fight because it puts the pressure on AJ. You beat up a dude that obviously has a great resume, obviously has been attached to AJ, very vocal, is going to help sell the fight. Already has done 4 straight pay-per-views. I really don't understand why he got on this AJ card when he was been doing 4 straight pay-per-views, but, we know it was, all to do with the clearing, and getting the rust off, which he's rusty. He's very rusty. As a Dillian Whyte fan, not saying that I am, I'm saying you guys now, I'm speaking in general. If you're a Whyte fan, I really don't think you want that fight next for Whyte. I just don't. He made Maurice Vach look like he fucking walked through the fucking pool of bring him back. He had a resurgence with Vach. He needs a couple more tune-ups, and he said that. I believe, I'm paraphrasing, but I believe he said he needed, a couple of more fights, being 1 to 3, So, but I want that fight. I just don't know how we get it in terms of where. I know we're going to get it. I just don't know where it will be, and if the location is gonna be the negotiation hiccup, right? Because no matter what we may think, Wilder has done, 2 pay-per-views now? So is he going to want to go to the UK? And is there more money for that fight in the UK? Or is Fox or Showtime going to want that fight? And that's really the difficulty, I think, in fighting Whyte. He hasn't built a US fan base where there's this overwhelming demand from a US network to pick up that fight. So it's more about Wilder getting a significant offer to go to the UK where it can be staged as a UK pay-per-view. And again, I think it makes more of a statement for Wilder. You decapitate Dillian Whyte in a stadium around 190,000, 70,000, whatever it is you UK fans believe they can fill in the stadium, right? Because Wilder isn't Joshua. I'm not trying to say he can do 70. You tell us what you think he can do. And whatever that number is, then, he knocks out Dillian Whyte in front of those people so that those people can put the fire under AJ because we need that fight. That's how you force that fight. But, Wilder, if you hear his interviews, man, he's done. Just like AJ, they're both fed up with each other, to be honest with you. Even AJ said it yesterday, like, I don't even want to talk about those guys. They're doing stuff. They got fights. He wants to talk about them when the fight is done. And Wilder did the same. He got frustrated with negotiations and he made his own plans and decided to fight his people and decided to, make rematches and stuff like that. So it's the heavyweight division, man. Hopefully it gets better. We got I don't know. I'm going to go to CYP on a boomerang, and then I'll go to a ridiculously long screen name that has no sense.
Yo, let me know if you hear me.
Yes, we do.
All right, I'm gonna need my boomy and my triple back to back. I'm gonna cook, drop some facts on these cats, and I'm gonna go home. For one, Ruiz knocks out AJ. He knocked AJ out, and y'all scream rematch. AJ comes back in the rematch, beats him on points. Fight's over. We don't need a third one. That's hypocritical, man. It makes y'all look weak. That's why we call y'all no brother. 2, y'all say the great domestic pay-per-view. It did broke numbers domestically. Cool. But y'all still ain't screaming rematch. Makes no motherfucking sense. 3, Vlad versus Fury was a consensus shit fight. Like, not just in the UK, not just in Germany, not just in America. We all agreed that it was a shit fight. Do you know that there was 138 punches landed total between Vlad and Fury and 130 punches total between AJ and Ruiz? Y'all calling that a great fight, but it had less punches than the fight that we killed for years And we're still killing it today for being a boring ass fight that we don't want to see at the heavyweight division. Makes y'all hypocrites again. That's why we call y'all little brother. And it's another point. Y'all never said that the PBC runs boxing when they had all the belts. I hear y'all calling today saying we run boxing, we got all the belts. Hypocrites again. That's why we call you our little brother. 5. Dazn offered a $120 million deal without AJ on the contract because AJ is on a fight for fight basis. You can't offer any man, you can't guarantee any man, a man off the streets, if he is not signed to your company and say he's going to be here for multiple events. John Skipper publicly a millionaire CEO publicly apologized, which never happens from millionaires. They don't apologize publicly. He apologized, but y'all still say that's not true. That's why we call you our little brother. The UK doesn't need America, but you compare them to Ali and Holyfield, who are both Americans, and Fury is named after Mike Tyson. Dumbasses, y'all love us. That's why we call y'all little brother. And lastly, y'all want Dillian Whyte and his mandatory to be given back to him, which I do too. But y'all want him to fight that fight immediately. Y'all want him to fight Wilder immediately. But unification is Trump mandatories, but you think that Fury's contract with Wilder somehow stops him from fighting AJ for the unification, but it won't stop him from fighting White in the mandatory when unification is Trump mandatories. Again, everything y'all say fumes that you guys are girls, you guys are upset, and you guys are jealous of us. When are you guys gonna man up and stop being hypocrites and stop embarrassing yourself? Stop it. Y'all looking bad, and I'm here to drop it because every single thing I said was 100% factual. So go ahead in the chat and say crying. Sad. Y'all are typical hypocrites. I know exactly what the fuck y'all writing. That's why CYP is king and CYP is out.
I'm telling you, that man got a timer. He know what he doing. We going to Travis in Michigan. Talk to us.
Yo, what up, Neff?
What up?
To be real, I'm going to say I'm kind of sad that Ruiz lost. He kind of disappointed me on that one. I feel right now that the heavyweight scene is probably going to be at kind of a little bit of a standstill with AJ holding the belt pun up. And Eddie Hearn knew what he was doing, man. He knew he'd play U.S. against UK fans. So, you know, they're gonna keep on making excuses, throwing out big numbers, and that's why people say, oh, he was stupid to turn it down. You know, you get caught up in the numbers without looking at the details. So I just think that right now I'm not even interested anymore, man. It's just kind of going to be kind of boring to me. To me, it's going to be boring. I wanted the big fight, going back and forth with these dudes, but I'm pretty much done. I'm done. I don't even care anymore. That's my call.
Travis, Michigan, thanks for calling in. Justin, New Jersey.
What's up, you guys? So I'm going to try to make this quick because I know the calls are limited. So Andy Ruiz, he reminds me of Buster Douglas because Buster Douglas and both Andy, you know, they trained very hard for the championship. Then when they have the championship, that, you know, just get caught up in the fame, gain weight, lose, quick rise, quick fall. But I want to give my breakdown on the fight now. And Anthony Joshua knew what he had to do. Andy Ruiz is an inside fighter. In the first fight, Joshua was trying to put a fight for the fans, you know, when he got knocked down. Anthony Joshua, one of the best finishers in boxing history right now, and I'm not even a fan. So he was going in for the kill, got caught against the inside fighter. So this time, Anthony Joshua light on his feet, footwork, jabbing Andy. Every time Andy tried to come in, clinch, kind of like the Klitschko brothers. Clinch, Klitschko brothers. You know, jabbing to the body. Andy Ruiz should have trained harder, and there's the loss of the belt. Can I plug my channel in?
Absolutely, but let me ask you a question. Do you consider this a boxing masterclass?
Yeah, because I know that there are MMA fans out there that'll tune into boxing once in a while, and they're like, AJ's running. It's called boxing. Andy Ruiz and didn't get hit.
Great call, champ.
It was
How
a
old are
boxing
you?
match. 12.
12. You a baller. Go ahead, man. Plug the channel.
All right. 997 people in here if I can get 50 subscribers. Justin Jr. 962. I interview MMA fighters, bare knuckle fighting fighters, and I'm going to start interviewing boxers and breaking down the fights. Thank you.
Justin, thanks for calling in. Edward, Alabama, talk to us.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you coming on early. I don't know how I feel, man. I think like the AJ win and just took us back to square one. Even if Ruiz would have wanted to get it a couple fights, I think he would have eventually wanted to fight Wilder. AJ's never going to fight Wilder, so what are we doing? So who's the champion? So Wilder beats Fury is just guaranteed. He's the number one heavyweight. There's no discussion about it. I don't know, man. It's disappointing, man. It's like I went to a steak dinner. They brought me some damn fucking macaroni. It just, the Ruiz is just, that's embarrassing,
Nah,
man.
it was still
he just
steak.
didn't show up.
It just was tough. It wasn't cooked right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel you. I don't believe it was a master. I feel like a master class. When you do a master class boxing, it means 9 out of 10 fighters. If you have fought him, you could have beat him doing that. And I think he just came with a good plan. He kept his chin away from Ruiz. He got hit a few times, so it's not like he's completely like his chin is complete trash. But it just, I don't know. It just seemed like Ruiz, man. I just wanted to see more. I would rather see him go head to head and Ruiz get knocked out or something. But just to go ahead and follow him around, not cut off the ring. Maybe Marquez was right. All the stuff he was saying. Maybe it wasn't hateration. Maybe it was just being real. This dude, there was no hunger. He had got to the mountaintop and he just said, "Fuck it, I'm good." So we'll see what goes on from here. Like I said, I'm looking for the fight for against Fury and Wilder, and AJ. I guess he's just gonna go around his list of guys who's gonna fight Usyk and whoever.
Edward, man, thanks for calling in. Aaron and Cali, talk to me.
What's up, man? Yeah, I don't think it was a master class. AJ had to do what he had to do. Again, I don't consider Ruiz as a top 10 heavyweight. A master class, he has to do that against a better fighter overall. But he got the win, so I'll give him props. But I agree with your statement earlier. I mean, what these UK fans don't understand is, do you care about resume? Do you care about money, or do you care about legacy? Have we not learned, especially I'm going to talk to Troy, have you not learned from Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis, a fight that the fans never got? At the end of the day, all of us want to see AJ Wilder.
Bruh, Gamboa,
that's
Juan Manuel Lopez. I know people forget about it, but Gamboa Lopez was a fucking huge fight we never got.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, my point exactly. I mean, who cares about all the resume and money stuff? Let's see the fight. So, the prediction that happened a couple years ago is right. This fight's not going to happen until 2021. Next year, we're going to have Wilder's going to have Fury, and then he's either going to hopefully move up Whyte, if not Whyte, Konaki, or Ruiz. AJ's going to fight Pulev and Usyk. 2021 is probably the earliest that we'll ever get that fight. But the fans need to have it. It's a legacy fight. For anyone to say that AJ doesn't need Wilder, that's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. I give AJ his props.
The truth is,
let's make the fight.
The truth is, at this point, Aaron, we ain't getting it till 2021. Wilder got a Fury rematch. So he either got to knock out Fury to make him not want the rematch, or he's going to have to rematch him. So that's 2 fights. Big time fighters fight twice a year. And AJ is going to have he's gonna get Eddie to finagle both mandatory. So he's gonna do IBF and WBO next year. So everybody's gonna be tied up. Listen, if I didn't go to you on Skype, stop unmuting yourself or I kick you the fuck off. Nobody want to hear your background noise. My bad, Aaron. But anyway, man, thank you for calling in, champ. Let me get out to these other callers. Yeah, so I see AJ fighting Pulev and Usyk next year. Wilder, he fighting Fury and maybe Fury, right? He's got to knock Fury into not wanting to fight again, which I'm not sure he can do. Majid, Florida, talk to me.
Hey, what up, man? Shit. I guess I could start off this call by, I guess I'll give AJ his credit for doing what he had to do and, outpointing Ruiz. I don't think it was no masterclass. He just, I guess we'll call it ring generalship around there and outpointing him. But, yo, this shit got me depressed on the point of the heavyweight scene. We ain't about to have one champ. I believe he gonna fight Pulev and then Usyk, and we gonna be fucked as fans just having to listening to these UK people talk they shit. But like I say, every time everybody liked the video. Thanks for this show, man, and I'm out.
Majid, thanks for calling in. We going out to Davidian. Talk to me.
Hey, hey, what's going on, Ness?
What up?
What's going on? I'm not gonna say nothing bad. I mean, Joshua, it wasn't. I agree with you. It wasn't a master class, but he did what he had to do. He outpointed him. But I'm just more disappointed in Andy Ruiz. Man, I'm like, I was counting on him, to win. I want him to bring them belts back over here, but he just let himself go. But other than that, I don't know. I don't like it because, as real boxing fans, we just want to see the best fight the best in each division, whether it's Crawford or Earl Spence. Like, I don't want to, but that's how it goes, I guess. The games, the deceit in boxing, I guess. But hopefully, I mean, I'm hopeful that we'll see it. I don't know when, but yeah, that's my call. Great show as always, and God bless.
Davidian, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Logan. Talk to me. De La Logan? Whatever that is.
How you doing?
What's up?
I just want to touch on a point you said earlier about you had expectations over there around how the fight was going to go.
Yes.
I mean, your expectations for the June the 1st would have been that AJ would have knocked him out, I guess.
Exactly. But it still was a knockout, though, right? It's still that AJ was going to knock out this heavy dude that, doesn't belong in there. I never gave Ruiz a shot. So, yeah, I had expectations.
Either way, boxing can go any way. We've seen it go different ways in different fights, but your expectations weren't met. I mean, how was AJ expected to come into this fight? To just meet everyone's expectations and brawl it out and potentially lose again?
No, not brawl, not brawl, but at least do what Vladimir Klitschko did. Jab for 8-10 rounds, didn't get the knockout. He didn't engage. He just stood away.
As the guy said earlier, he took away Ruiz's best chance of winning the fight and made sure he came away with a W himself. I mean, he's showing that he's a dynamic fighter.
And he did that by running.
He's learning on what he knows already.
He did that by running.
With his win.
But he did that by running, not by fighting. He asked for a bigger ring.
He was definitely getting himself out of the way, but we've seen fighters in the past run. And
brother, he asked for a bigger ring. He asked for a bigger ring purposely to move.
Well, if Ruiz would have come in any bigger, we would have needed a bigger ring, wouldn't we?
I mean, listen, and that's what the UK does best. You rather insult than talk boxing. We're talking boxing. We're talking the fact that he chose to move, and he chose to ask for a bigger ring to only better help him move. And you want to insult Ruiz. That's the problem with you guys. You're not true boxing fans. That's why you didn't call until he won. Because you're not real boxing fans. You didn't watch Charlo and Hogan. You didn't watch Diego Pacheco on the undercard. You don't care what took place with the Creocian heavyweight and Eric Miller. You don't care. You're fake boxing fans. We see through you. It's okay for me. Look at how many of you are here. Because you guys hate to be wrong, but you know that I'm right. You're not a real boxing fan, bro. You're looking for excuses as to why this is okay. You're right. The first fight, there was a high expectation that AJ was going to walk through this guy. And in the second fight, there was a high expectation that the fight would produce at least similar action. But you're finding excuses. Jesse, talk to me on Skype.
Can you hear me, Ness?
We hear you moving that phone around. If you got an earpiece, try to keep it off your clothing.
Can you hear me, Ness?
We hear you.
Oh, damn, man. Freaking Ruiz played us, dog. What's gonna call it? Man, that weight freaking. I was hoping it was 15 pounds of muscle, but evidently it wasn't, man. So, and Ness, I have a question. Do you think that Ruiz is still considered a top 10 heavyweight or no?
I mean, top 10, yeah, because, you know, he got the win, so he moved up in the rankings. He's going to have to get dropped by fight, you know?
Yeah. Where do you think he places that? Like, give us like a ballpark.
I mean, if we go with what's his guy? Chris Mannix's pound for pound top 10 heavyweight list. If we go based off that, he had AJ at number 4 and Ruiz at number, I don't know, like 3 or something like that. So I guess they switched spots, right? I mean, I don't expect Ruiz to drop too far down on anyone's list. I hope not.
I think he's definitely still a contender. He just needs to get his shit straight.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, Jesse, that is your time. Let me get out to T-Dubs. T-Dubs, talk to me. You got to unmute yourself.
Yo, what's cracking, homie?
What up? Where you calling in from, brother?
Oh, man, this is T-Dub from St. Louis. What's blazing sports?
All right, what's blazing sports? Talk to us.
Yeah, man, just comment on what some of the people already said. When the ring size was moved out from 17 foot to 22 feet, I think that definitely benefit Joshua to be able to move as his plan. But when I look at my boy Andy, man, that he just didn't bring that hunger, that fire that we're used to seeing. And like I said, man, it wasn't a masterclass boxing match. I think Josh was almost playing like I can touch you, but you can't touch me. There was never a killer instinct in either one of the rounds. And sometimes, you know, I was kind of like, what is he doing here? Move, and then just reach out and grab Andy. And like I said, it was pretty much, can I touch you more than you touch me and survive for 12 rounds?
I agree. Survival at his best. T-Dub, thanks for calling in. We're going out to John at One White Boy, Texas. Talk to me.
What up, y'all?
What's up?
Oh, not a whole lot. Changed my name in the chat, by the way. It's no longer that One White Boy. I have died and reincarnated into Kid Fist. So Kid Fist is the name on the chat. AJ did it. AJ pulled it off. A boxing clinic, Ness. And don't call it anything other than that. He boxed his ass off. He did come in a little overweight, but that's his fault, nobody else's. But great day to be a Joshua fan. And Fury beats Wilder next. And then it'll be AJ and Fury. And Fury will beat AJ, and he will be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Thank you. What's up? You gonna say something?
No.
I'm out then.
All right.
Peace.
Kid Fist. We got UK Coyote.
Take along if you know the words. Come on.
Yeah, hello.
Coyote, what up?
What's going on? Yeah, I told you next you're gonna be eating crow on Sunday. You remember? Remember when I told you that?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. But listen, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, it was a boxing clinic. It was a boxing masterclass. People keep forgetting that. Everyone kept saying AJ was not able to stay on his toes. They said he didn't have a back foot game. At the end of the day, this is about getting hit. This is about hitting and not getting hit. And AJ did he did exactly that. He's people said he should. He couldn't move on the back foot, and he showed people a different side to his game. You have to give the man credit at the end of the day. A lot of people were not expecting him to win. Even the people from Sky were expecting him to lose. And so for this guy to stick to a game plan, and you can see that was hard for him. He wanted to engage. There were times when he wanted to engage, but he went back to the game plan and was disciplined. You have to give him credit for all of this. Now, I know a lot of Wilder fans, they're not going to do that. And that's great. You guys, you support your champion. And one day we'll get to see the fight and we'll get to see who's truly the best in the division. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you and I think. And I keep saying that. What matters is what happens in the ring. And until Wilder and AJ gets in the ring, it doesn't matter what you and I think about that fight. Now, all I'm going to say is that
we're going out to, I'm going to just pronounce your last name, champ. You've been on hold for a minute, unmuting yourself consistently. Patel, Mr. Patel, what it do? On Skype. How's Alifa Patel? Or who's Alifa Patel? Patel, come on, champ. All right, we're going to go to EJ Boxing. What up?
Ness, what's going on? Long time, bro.
What up?
Yo, you hear me? That?
I hear
Yo,
you.
bro, listen. Oh, listen. Oh, it was fantastic, bro. Now, listen, man. I understand you Americans. Yeah, you're all upset, all disappointed, but you need to understand, yeah, like, bro, at the end of the day, AJ coming into that fight, even people his own countrymen, they're all against him. No one gave AJ. No one was giving AJ a chance in that fight. Like, a lot of people in the UK were saying AJ was going to get knocked out, and some people backing him. But the bottom line is that guy got knocked out like 5 times. He got back in the ring, and that's what he did. You might thought it was boring, but for me watching it, probably was entertaining. It was better than Vladimir versus Tyson Fury because of what happened previously before. And AJ catching the belts now, yeah? Right? AJ catching the belts, you're right. We might stay in the UK, hold the belts for a while, but that's the game you play. End of the day, Ruiz had a chance. He had a really good chance, yeah, of beating AJ. A lot of people gave a thing. This guy was lying to himself. The weight came in overweight. I mean, bro, listen, bro. Like you have to give credit to what AJ did. AJ boxed him. He got knocked down. He put on a master. That was a masterclass of boxing. Dillian Whyte, yeah, he's been cleared. The UK's back on board. Right, we need to get the Wilder number one contender.
The UK is fucking trash, bro. Shut the fuck up. The UK is not back on board. What has the UK accomplished? What has the
I don't know who this guy is. Can I finish my call? Yeah.
Yeah, I got rid of him.
Oh, thanks, Ness. Appreciate it. The UK's back on board, right? End of the day, people don't like it. There was an arena built. That arena, yeah, built in Saudi Arabia. If Ruiz won, that arena would have been named after him. Now it's named after AJ. Boxing's in a really good place. The UK continue. Hopefully, yeah, at some point, 2020, we can get the Wilder for after Fury and Wilder. But, bro, all the roads leads to AJ. And, hey, listen, end of the day, Nez, you have to give credit where credit is due. That was a master. But I picked Ruiz. I'm going to tell you. I picked Ruiz. I thought Ruiz would win the fight.
Listen, people, please don't talk over someone else's call. Don't talk over someone else's call. That's not going to be tolerated here. So, Mr. Archie, you talking over people's call, that's not accepted. All you're doing is making your call take longer and longer. Every time you unmute, whether someone's talking or not, you just putting yourself at the end of the line. We don't need that type of energy. So allow people to finish their call, man. Because you're going to want no one talking over yours. Ruin the 504, talk to me.
Yeah, what's going on, S?
What's up?
I literally just finished watching that fight.
Champ, handle your mic. Well, we're getting hella like noise. I don't know if you got earpieces touching your shirt or something, but it's like a lot of background noise. You there?
Yeah, hello, is this better?
Way better.
All right. I just finished watching that fight, and I did pick AJ to win. I wouldn't say it was a masterclass, though. There were times where AJ could have had him out of there, could have let his hands go more, but I didn't really see that. I mean, I think I gave maybe Ruiz probably 3 rounds or so, but AJ did control the fight, but it wasn't like the shutout that I was lead to think it was. So I wouldn't go that far to say it was a masterclass. But it's a good win for AJ. I wouldn't mind seeing the trilogy now. I didn't want it before, but it's just boxing's in a good place right now. And congrats to AJ, and also congrats to Ruiz as well. But that's my call.
All right, Ru. Thanks for calling in. Mr. Patel, what's up? I'm seeing you unmute. Are you ready? And he just hung up. All right. Person with no screen name. Let me see. He says, yeah, I don't know. You don't have a screen name, buddy, on Skype here with
Yo.
Yes, talk to me.
Yo, boxing voice.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Was it me or?
No, not you, Miguelito. Not you. Hold on. We're talking about my man who just said boxing voice. You're live. We're talking to you. Your screen name says Patel. All you got to do is talk, champ. You're already unmuted. Just talk.
Yo, hello, boxing boy.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I didn't know what to do. So, and I know I've got a short time. So here's the thing. People saying that Joshua ran all night. Yeah, all right, I get the point. But you've got to give credit where it's due. And secondly, about Wilder. Wilder is the same person that after the Parker fight said he got robbed on his Twitter. It's the same guy who then tweeted out last night he was on a bite. Listen, a win is a win. Yeah, we get that. And the other thing is, I see people saying, "Oh, Wilder fought Fury. Yeah, when is AJ gonna step up?" Yeah, let me tell you guys one thing. It took Wilder, I think, 40 fights just to fight a top 5 heavyweight, other than Bermane Stiverne. Yeah.
You want to talk about Wilder fighting AJ, or you want to talk about their resume? This is what I'm saying about you UK fans. Talk about the fight. Were you still talking about what Wilder did to get here? The bottom line is there is no bigger nemesis than Wilder for AJ. No one cares about Usyk. No one cares about Pulev. They only care about Wilder, AJ. Get that through your head. No one cares about nothing AJ does other than when he fights Wilder. That's the biggest fight.
AJ called out Wilder after the Parker fight.
Brother, you're talking old news again.
It's not old news. What did we hear?
Irrelevant.
What did we hear?
Irrelevant. Irrelevant. Was this a masterclass? Was this a masterclass? That's what we talking about.
It was boxing. It was boxing. It was boxing.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
This was boxing. Listen, I do boxing. I'm an amateur boxer. When I go out there and box and spar, yeah, I don't go out there try knocking people's heads off. I try box, and
you cannot compare sparring, which is used to learn and prepare, to a fight.
I understand, but I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I think AJ went in that ring, and he played with Ruiz. Yeah, he was going in.
If you call that played, that's cool. That's cool. You know what I call played? Since we're using a UK, I'll say Kawasaki played with his opponents. That's playing with your opponents. Sergio Martinez, that's playing with your opponents. Tyson Fury, that's playing with your opponents. What AJ did was not fucking playing with your opponents. Stop lying.
He did. He went in there. He jabbed him. Came out. That's playing.
You right, champ. I'll see you later, man. The next Skype guy with no screen name. Just a bunch of numbers and letters. All right, we're skipping over. We're going to Martin.
Thank you.
What's going on, brother?
All right, so I'm calling from Copenhagen, Denmark today. By the way, I'm going to explain to you why. First and foremost, yeah, I think it was a masterclass in the sense that I haven't before seen a guy being completely obliterated in the first fight and then being able, within a short notice, to change his style that much. I mean, that was a huge change, in my opinion. The ability to adapt to his opponents in the second fight in such a fashion, I think it was a masterclass in that sense. Of course, he didn't play with Andy Ruiz because it was survival. There was an it felt like it was a survival in time.
Let me ask you a question. When Ruiz touched AJ, how did you interpret his reaction?
With composure. I think he was calm, and I don't think he panicked, AJ. If that's what you're trying to get at.
I was definitely not. I definitely did not like the way that he was reacting when he got hit. And then he would immediately clinch. Yeah, no. I mean, just his interactions with Andy during the fight cannot make this a masterclass. Like, did you ever see Floyd look the way that AJ looked versus Canelo?
Of course not. That's
no. But I mean versus Canelo specifically, because we considered that a masterclass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't look like that, but that's okay. This was a comeback fight. I didn't expect him to have every bit of his heart there. He's still wondering, can he get knocked out? And he did what he had to do. But it was a survival fight. It wasn't a masterclass. The headlines are just, they're ridiculous.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I get your point. 100%. Yeah, and that's true. But yeah, survival. But he did rock Andy Ruiz. Do you rock your opponent when you're trying to survive?
He hit him with a beautiful right hand. This split, I couldn't believe it. The minute it landed, it split Andy. And then he followed up. He hit him with a few more rights. Look, he boxed. But the thing is, he didn't throw that many right hands. Like, a caller today compared him to Evander Holyfield. You kidding me? Like, Holyfield throws punches. He boxed. He stood on his jab. He got on his toes. He used the ring, and he asked for a bigger ring.
Yeah. But, and you're right. But I also think that in order to create a masterclass, you have to be able to know and recognize your weaknesses, and I think that's what we saw yesterday. And I think it was beautiful. I think he didn't take the bait, for instance, throughout the 12 rounds, and I was impressed with that. Of course, he's not as technically sound as Tyson Fury, but it was still very good. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in, Martin. We're going out to Miguelito. Talk to me.
Hello, gentlemen. How's it going?
All good.
All right. I just want to say, everybody is saying that Josh should put a master class. Look, when you're forced to change who you are for your opponent, that shows that you're not a dominant person. That you're not a dominant fighter. He had to adjust. He had to change the way he acts in order to fight Ruiz, right? Because he knew as soon as it got to where we're gonna exchange, I got to hug, I got to clinch, I got to back out. Like, inside of him, he knows he's not a dominant fighter. He's not. So when you step up in class, even like that Cuban, what's his name? What's King Kong's name? Ortiz. Even if he steps up, he should even fight Ortiz. If he fights Ortiz is gonna dominate this guy. Because Ortiz is just a very dominant fighter. They impose their will on you. So yeah, Joshua, don't get me wrong. I give him a lot of props for a big dude like him to be having that stamina to maintain that same game plan
Yes,
the entire
yes.
12 rounds. I give him props. No, like no, I can't take that back from him for sure. However, we don't want to see that in the heavyweights. We want to watch heavyweights. What do we want? What do fans want to see in the heavyweights? What do casuals want to see in the heavyweights? Knock the fuck
Knockouts.
out.
Knockouts, man.
Knockouts. We don't want to see this fucking run around and tactical. Leave that for the flyweights. I love flyweight fighting. I love Inoue. I love fucking Chocolatito Gonzalez. I love them because they're tactical, right? But I don't want to see them in heavyweights. When I want to watch a heavyweight fight, I want to see them knockout.
I'm right there with you, brother. Right there with you. Thank you for calling in. Let me keep it moving. We're going to go out to Prince Appa. Talk to us.
Can you hear me?
We hear you, but you just muted yourself. Hit the unmute button on your Skype. There you
First
go.
of all, was it a masterclass? My response is no, it was not a masterclass. However, what it was a winner's class. He had to adapt, and he did, to win the fight. And that's the end of it. My second point I'd like to make is this. Ness, you need to give people credit where it's due. You know, the guy had to change his style to win this fight, and he did. Give him some props. I never hear you say, "Oh, you know, Wilder is like you never criticize Wilder," you know, and yet it's always very one-sided with AJ. Sometimes you
So
do try to be objective.
what
Let me
criticism
finish. Let me
what
finish. Let me
criticism
finish.
would you like?
Let me finish. Let me finish. You can answer afterwards. Um, you know, Wilder has negatives, but you never give him that. Anyway, my third point is this. The only person who really wants to unify is AJ. Here are my reasons. Wilder won his first title 2015
Oh my
against Devere.
God, Jesus! We're going back with
Charles,
this. Come on, brother. We're going.
let me make my point. Let me make my point. Let
Nobody
me make my
wants a
point.
history lesson.
Let me make my
We
point.
don't want
Let
that.
me make my point, and then you
We
can carry
don't
on.
want that.
Charles
We've had
Martin,
3 years of
AJ.
that, champ. We had 3 years of that. They've been trying to negotiate since 2016. It's about to be 2020. I don't want a history lesson. I don't want that. I lived through it. I don't want that. All I want to talk about is how we get this fight. I don't want to hear anyone call in about A side, B side, 50%, 60%, stadium fight. He got to do over here, bow down. Let's talk about the fight. Let's talk about the fight. Excuse me. All right. Let me get here to the. If you've been on and we haven't got to you, you feel like we haven't gotten to you, that's exactly who I'm talking to. You're the only person that hasn't spoken. Are you ready now on Skype? And I have to say this because you have no screen name. It just says 259CA8EF2BE4. Yes, there you go. Talk to us. Oh, you muted yourself. Unmute one more time. One more time. You gotta unmute. You gotta unmute. You gotta unmute. You haven't unmuted. There you go.
This me?
This is
I'm
you.
on?
You on.
I'm fine. I'm finally fucking on.
Yeah, the thing is, brother, you don't have a screen name, so there's no way to say, like, call your name or nothing.
All right, I got it now. All right, ready? All right, listen, I finally got to call in. Just going to all the lame callers who been calling all day and all whenever and be talking about AJ sorry. It doesn't make no sense when you got 4-5 belts and you unified and you lose one time and you consider like you should quit. I mean, shit. Muhammad Ali lost 5 fucking times, and we still consider him the greatest. But I ain't finna go all on that. I'm finna just go straight on to this. Reed sorry, garbage, Ben garbage, Andy. AJ just took him lightly. Simple. He just took him lightly. You see, when he came out focused, it's not all about knockout power. This called boxing. That's why Wilder doesn't get no. What's the word I'm looking for? That's why he don't really get no respect in the boxing world, except when it comes to him having a puncher's chance. The nigga actually garbage, and everybody knows it. So he should never fight. To be honest, if you want to fight somebody, go fight Dillian Whyte, who you been running from for 3 fucking years. Somebody who ain't scared to fight you. Someone I'll put my money up on. And I'm from Florida, so I ain't from the UK.
So let me
But I
ask
know
you.
I know boxing.
So you know boxing? Did you not watch the Maurice Vach fight?
No, I ain't watched that one.
You know
I
Dillian
only
Whyte
watched
fought
one.
this weekend.
Yeah, I watched him fight, and he did pretty good for fighting on short notice. He
Short,
did damn good
short
being
notice?
out of
What you mean short notice?
very good for fighting on short
But what you
notice.
mean
He
short notice? How didn't he know he was going to fight on this card when we knew he was going to fight on this card? We've been
we
reporting
knew
that.
he was gonna fight on the card, but he just really got reinstated. Like they just did this what B sample. I mean,
No,
they
no,
just
no. We interviewed Mauricio Suleiman right here on this podcast, and he said that Dillian Whyte he could fight anytime he want. He was not suspended by anyone at all. His status was pending with UCAD. He was clear with VADA, and with the WBC, his interim status was pending the investigation with UCAD. Just like Eddie Hearn told us over and over in interviews, Dillian could have fought anytime he wanted to fight. You knew that. I knew that. Let's stop making excuses for him coming in 271 pounds all of a sudden when you just had Dynaball in your system. Now you out there looking like a fat cow. I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, that's kind of the same thing. Like, I'm not gonna get on Bit Baby Miller. The reason why AJ lost the first fight because he gained all that weight to offset his fat ass, his 315-pound ass. That's why he lost against
But I see you
Ruiz
calling here. I see
because
you
he was
calling
boxing.
here.
Because it was
Listen, I see you calling here talking about everything but AJ fighting Wilder. You talking about how cute he looked in the ring.
it's kind of what AJ said the first time. Bro ain't really got too much to bring to the table. So if bro want to fight, bro, he just bow down and do whatever
See
bro say. Just
why he
like
got
bro said, he
why
the
why
landlord.
why
He
you
the
gotta say
landlord.
that? Oh my
Why ain't got
God, they don't
for the
want that
puncher's
fight.
chance.
You don't want that fight. He gotta bow down. He the land.
He got to bow down. He got to
Oh
come to
man.
the UK and show like what he always say. He'll go in anybody's town and knock anybody out, like he always say. And he don't knock out everybody he fight. To be honest, he don't
he
knock out
he
everybody.
did
He
knock out
lost the entire
everybody.
fight against Fury. The man, he garbage, bro. When I say
Wow.
garbage, everybody know he garbage. He just strong. So usually when you strong, usually beat people that's weaker than you. But that don't mean that you're better than them just because you won. Everybody wins
What?
and loses, bro. We all know that.
How you
Bro
ain't better
lost
if
that
you beat
first fight.
someone? That's the
Bro lost
ultimate.
that first
I
fight.
gotta go, man. Champ. That's the ultimate competition is facing someone and beating them. And how you gonna say if I beat you, I'm still not better than you? I mean, look, in the case of AJ and Ruiz, it was 2 fights to declare was he better because of the rematch clause. Typically, a dude could just move on. You know, when AJ beat Povetkin, he beat Povetkin once. We ain't asked him to beat him twice to say he was better than Povetkin. We knew that based off his win. So for you to say that you can't beat someone and claim to be better, it just sounds crazy. Lidge Low on the ring of status. Talk to me, Decatur, Georgia. Stand up.
What's happening, man? Hey, man, I've been missing most of the show, man, 'cause I've been riding around and shit. But what people been saying mostly today?
I mean, they either saying it is a master class or it ain't a master class.
All right, I just want to put my little 2 cents in. Shout it. If you was going for Andy, man, don't you dare try to switch up because the man got outboxed. Did he get outboxed? Yes, he did. But then he come in fucked up trying to train his own self plus the 15 pounds. The shit did look sloppy. He didn't cut off the ring. But it is what it is. You take a L and you keep on going. Do I want to see a 3? Particularly, yeah. Because I want to see how Andy would come back. Everybody was cool with Joshua and gave him all his side story, but he came back and corrected his shit. So I want to give Andy a chance to come back and correct his shit.
No, it's totally different. Joshua didn't come in fucking overweight and didn't take camp serious. Joshua just didn't take the strategy of the fight serious in the first fight.
Got
Andy
you. But
shit
what
the
I'm just saying,
bed, bro. Andy, no, you can't give him that pass. That ain't fair,
no,
Lizlo. He fucked up. This was the
I got
biggest
scared to
fight of
give
his
him.
career. This the biggest fight of his career. How you don't come in shape? You not in shape for the biggest fight of your career. There is no excuse for that.
I dig it. I dig it. I feel you, but I'm just a little bit more forgiving. I ain't saying I'm letting him slide. I'm saying he probably realized he fucked up. He probably, you know what I'm saying? He realized he really, really fucked up. How about that? But I mean, I would like to see a 3. I ain't tripping. As far as this Wilder and Joshua shit, I'm not even gonna start on that shit because that shit been going on so goddamn long, bruh. Until I hear Wilder versus Joshua or Joshua versus Wilder, however y'all want to place the shit, then I entertain that thought. But until then, I ain't entertaining that shit because you know how this finna do. It's finna be a merry-go-round, and I ain't for the bullshit. Bring on Bud Crawford. I'm out.
Yo, damn. Let me see how many hours I've been, because this is about to get out of control. Just been a little bit too many hours here on a Sunday. Damn. Okay, we done put 2 hours in. Let me see. See where the love at on these super chats. Get to some of these super chats. Those people that do appreciate the Sunday morning show and that want to get their opinion out. We stood off on Alexander Wilson, right? Nope. Let me see. We did Tatama TV. And then Alexander says, Hearn said the rematch broke Sky pay-per-view records. So the Suits, oh yeah, we read that one. The Suits loved this fight. Also, Larry Holmes was the OG, Klitschko, and they had 16 heavyweight title defenses. Jaime says, it was more one-sided than a gang rape. Okay. GM Strong says pressure fighter got outclassed by a boxer puncher. Okay. Edward says, Masterclass? No. AJ guts to switch up is the key. Okay. Adrian, the UK don't want the fight because Wilder said he don't. Okay. Benjamin, if Wilder had fought AJ opposition, he would be knocked down. You missed the C there, champ. You missed actually a bunch of letters. Knocked down more than 14 times. All right. Rod in the A70 says, if Ruiz wasn't ready, faked injury, second, get third, 4th weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know what you mean. Ruiz wasn't ready, faked the injury to get 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know what injury. We never even heard of a rumor of an injury, but Kevin, I don't know, maybe Kevon, I don't know. Kevon says AJ fans equal sore winners. Man, but I think that's only right, man. Look, I'm not mad at them, man. Let them gloat, honestly. Let them call in and gloat. But let's not talk about why we didn't get the Wilder fight in 3 years. Let's talk about how we're going to get the Wilder fight in these next 3 years, man. Let's talk about that. That makes for a better conversation. We're going out to another person that chose not to give himself a screen name on Skype. Talk to us. If you knew you were lazy and didn't put your name, we're talking to you. E2DD719. There you go. Talk to you. You're unmuted. You just got to talk, buddy. You really just got to say something. All right, we're going to keep it moving. We're going out to Ohio Runs Boxing. Marcus, what it do?
Hey, what up, guys? What's up, Ness?
What up, champ?
What's up, man? Yeah, a lot of people. First of all, I want to give credit to AJ, man. I'm not hating. Not hating on the guy. He did what he was supposed to do to get the fight. But like a lot of people were saying, we want to watch the heavyweight division. We want to see bodies hit the floor, man. Both of them got one win apiece. One outboxed, one on points, and the other one, pretty much beat his ass. I mean, that's how you look at it. But it's 1-1. But AJ got the belts now, and I hope we get this Wilder fight down the road, man. Everybody calling in. The last caller that you had, who was it? The caller before, he called and talking about just because you beat somebody don't mean you better, bro. You just said that about AJ. Then AJ just won, so I don't get what you was coming from, man. All that hatred, and then Dillian Whyte, he looked like shit, and you talking about he's scared of Dillian Whyte, bro. You obviously don't watch boxing. Dillian got a lot of shit to work on, bro. A lot of people wasn't pulling for him to fight Wilder next after seeing that performance. But anyway, that's my call, man. Good show, and I'm eating my crow too because I had Andy. I ain't letting nobody up. I had
Yeah,
Andy
that's
fight.
on. That's later on tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. You already know, Marcus.
Okay.
So join us. Then we going out to Gem Gem.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was a good fight. It wasn't like, it wasn't the best, but I think AJ had the game plan and he executed it. Would I call it a masterclass? No, but I thought it was a good enough performance. You had to do what you had to do, and I'm not gonna lie, you hit Andy with some good shots sometimes, but that guy's got a heck of a chin, man, and he ate some of those shots, like. So I think he was quite smart. Like, if you go back to the first fight, it's pretty similar. He hit him with the same shots, and then Andy, that's where Andy flourishes up close, and if he was gonna do that, me personally, I think he would have cost him the fight. So I think AJ did what he had to do, but I don't know, man. What's up with the hate from the American fans? To be honest, man, the man did what he had to do. To be honest, and he executed the plan. But going to the Wilder thing, we're gonna have to be realistic. I don't think the Wilder fight's happening next year. The WBO have their mandatory. The IBF have their mandatory. He's gonna have to vacate one. I think it's gonna be the WBO. He's gonna fight for the IBF. Pulev, I think he's gonna beat him, and then I believe personally he's gonna unify again with the WBO. And I think the earliest we could get the Wilder fight is sometime in 2021, and that's not even a given because they're saying the White Wilder Mando is going to be in 2021. So it's going to have to be perhaps in the second half of in the year of 2021. So me, as much as I'd love to see the fight as soon as, it's not happening next year. You have to be realistic, So
Nah, I
yeah.
hear you, man. I hear you. I just don't think AJ's gonna get stripped. I think he's gonna be able to fight both mandatories next year. Wilder's gonna fight, Fury, and if he can win, and win in a fashion where Fury doesn't want the rematch, he'll fight, someone else, maybe Kavnaki or something in the meantime, and then they'll negotiate for 2021. Absolutely. Touch potential. Talk to me.
What's up, Ness, man? Doing a good job today. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, masterclass, definitely not, man. But did he do what he needed to do? No doubt, man. No doubt. He done what he needed to do, man. He needed to get the W, bring the belts back home to Great Britain, where they belong. Looking forward to the Wilder Fury fight. I think that should be a good fight. See who wins that. I haven't got a clue who's going to win that. With regards to Joshua and Fury, and Wilder, I think being a Joshua fan, I would have thought that he would have killed Wilder before. But now seeing how Wilder fights, I think Wilder would have knocked him out before. But now what Joshua's learned, I think he's got a new game plan where he could effectively beat Wilder, but he's got to avoid that right hand, and that is the big mystery. So no, I think it's alive and kicking heavyweight boxing, man. I think we've got 4 or 5 heavyweights who can all beat each other. So we see how it goes. But no, big up to the big man. He brought it back for the UK, and now we've got some bragging rights again, man. So I'm proud of him.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in. All right, so I'm gonna go to my boomerang and Stainless. Talk to me.
Yo, I'm gonna keep staying humble. Like I said, it's until tomorrow, and then I'll be real with you. So, just to explain to UK callers, we not mad that Anthony Joshua won. We not mad that Anthony Joshua got in there and boxed and did what he had to do. We mad because we know that it's gonna be back to the same old rhetoric. When you talk to your champion, when you standing there in his face, tell him that you want the Wilder fight and you don't want anything else. Because that's what we keep telling our champion. So let's make this fight happen. I should say to my UK boxing supporters, not fans, because you fans, you motherfuckers are crazy. But to the people who can hear reason, talk to your champion and tell them, fight our champion, because we want our champion to fight him. And let's make boxing what the fuck is been. Let's keep building like that shit's been going all this time. And Ness, thanks for being on here. You talking about 2 hours, bro. You started at 9:30. My time is 12:30 now. That's 3 hours. So a lot of love to you. It need to be a lot more super chats than what I'm seeing. That's just being real. As I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast, because it's TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, that's because you stupid. Shout out to El Camino. Peace.
Stainless, thanks for calling in. All right, there's one other caller, and we haven't gone to you. You know you haven't spoken, so we're talking to you. You need to unmute yourself and just speak. You're the only one we haven't heard from. You haven't heard your own voice. You haven't gotten it off your chest yet. You just have to unmute. Yes, we hear you now. Just say something now. We hear you in the background, but we don't hear no talking. Hello. Are you an alien? Are you calling in from another world? Is this radio waves? All right, we're out then, man. That was the last caller. So till next time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. This was the morning afterthoughts. I want to thank everyone that tuned in, everyone that hit the thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. Whether you disagree with me or not, at least I am here. Toaster oven voice. Are you going to talk, or are you just going to give us background noise? All right. So yeah, man, whether you agree, don't agree, disagree, doesn't matter. You should be hitting the thumbs up button. Help share the show. Ensure that the podcast is here daily so that you do have a place where you can call in and gloat how AJ got all the belts back, or speak about how you feel Wilder's going to knock his head off, or talk about how Charlo left hooked Hogan, you know, with a one banger. This is the place to do it, man. And the way to make sure that we stick around here is just by sharing the show, telling other people about it. Those are very simple, easy, free ways. Another free way, head on over to boxingvoice.com. Bookmark, save, share our hyperlink to Amazon. When you're doing any Amazon shopping, it costs you absolutely nothing to use our link, but we get a little kickback, and it's not going to cost you anything at all, except you're going to be supporting the show that you love. You could also sign up to Patreon and catch dozens and dozens, well, I should be saying hundreds at this point. We've been on Patreon for about 3 years now, so hundreds of podcasts on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice, betting shows, all types of things. So definitely head on over there. That's really our community where we make decisions together on shows and all sorts of things. So thank you again. Catch us on the next one. Don't forget hitting the thumbs up, future, present, past. It helps with the visibility of the show. Peace.